With Terry Bradshaw here at the Meadowlands in New Jersey, Tampa Bay, and the New York Jets. We've had about a 15-minute delay in the start of the game because of a power outage in the lower portion of the stadium, which blacked out all communications facilities. But we have delayed the start. We're ready to go. Tampa Bay has won the toss, and Pat Leahy is ready to kick off. We've also gotten a break in the weather because it snowed here in New York yesterday. It's 55 degrees and breezy today. This is Phil Freeman for Tampa Bay, number 81. And watch him run after he broke the tackle at the 10. All the way out to the 42-yard line. Rocky Cleaver finally made the tackle, and a fight broke out back at the 20-yard line away from that excellent return by Phil Freeman. DeBerg, Wilder, McGee, Kevin House, and Gerald Carter at the skill positions for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sean Farrell, Steve Corson, Randy Grimes, Mallory, Ron Heller, and Jimmy Giles, who has come on with a furor in the last 5 weeks. Key for that offensive line will be Farrell and Heller, the two tackles. They are both playing with injuries. And Lehman Bennett, the Tampa Bay coach, told us last night he feels the key, if Tampa is to win, will be the play of its offensive line. First down from the 43. Running the familiar single-back offense, and DeBerg will throw on first down. Has time and has Giles for a first down at the Jet 42. Calvin McGee, rather. Number 86 instead of 88. Lance Mell, number 56, made the tackle. Defensively, Gaston O'Clecko and Barry Bennett up front in Bud Carson's new 3-4. Jackson, Clifton, Mell, and Gilbaugh, the linebackers. Clifton and Mell are the strongest of the two. And here is the problem for the Jets. Jackson, Glenn, Harry Hamilton, just activated on Friday, joined Johnny Lynn in the defensive secondary. Lester Lyles was also activated, and Russell Carter and Donnie Elder put on injured reserve. It's been a depleted Jet backfield. Here's James Wilder. Good block from Calvin McGee on the left side, and he is down at the 38-yard line by Lance Mell, number 56. Again, a 15-minute delay in the start of the game because of a power outage, which hit the stadium about 12:30. And it was decided by the league officials to delay the start of the game so that you all could watch everything from the opening kickoff.
I hope it wasn't the Coke that I had spilled earlier today. I thought maybe I had kind of sparked about 10 billion volts, you know.
Shorted out the whole stadium.
That's
and
right.
half the East Coast. Second down and 7. Intended for Kevin House. Touchdown. Steve DeBerg said last night, we will go deep. He just did.
Well, the thing that the Jets have been famous for this year, Vern, has been man-to-man coverage, but what you're seeing is a zone. And Kerry comes inside, Glenn, that is, comes inside, almost act like he has help over top. And there you see the touchdown. Watch DeBerg now. Right off the bat, first play, touchdown. Boy, it looked like Glenn that time just kind of froze himself, and then he said, holy cow, this guy's going deep. I don't believe this.
Donald Igwe-Buike. And in 3 plays following the outstanding kick return by Phil Freeman, Kevin House has put Tampa Bay on top.
You know, I don't like being disappointed. Why, one time we lost a big game and I felt so bad, I sawed my car in half. That's why they call me Hacksaw. But now I take it easy and I drink light beer from Miller. Light has 1/3 less calories than the regular beer, and it's less filling. And the taste never lets me down. Hey, how about another light beer?
Sorry, Hacksaw, we just ran out.
Boy, that's very disappointing.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Kevin House, 39-yard touchdown reception, the 30th of his career. Terry, they had the 15-minute delay. How does that affect a player when you come out revved up to go?
Well, when you come out to play the game and you know that all year long you've been out and the game starts right at 1 o'clock or whatever, then you're ready for it. When there's a delay like this, Vern, then automatically you try to find a way to stay warm, stay involved in the game, and hopefully it won't be that long, but it was 15 minutes.
Bobby Humphrey. He gets it back only to the 17-yard line where Calvin McGee makes the tackle. Humphrey in the last 5 games has only returned 1 kick for 18 yards, and he is among the most dangerous in the NFL. Offensively now for the Jets, Ken O'Brien, McNeil, Tony Page, Wesley Walker, and Al Toon gets his second start. This one after the 10 reception day he had in Miami last week. And up front, Shields, Sweeney, Joe Fields, Dan Alexander, Marvin Powell, and perhaps the most underrated tight end in the league, Mickey Schuler. First down 10, Ken O'Brien. Freeman, McNeil for 3 to the 20-yard line.
Urban Randall did a good job. The thing that you're going to see today by the Jets is that time you saw Page go one way, and then you saw coming the other way McNeil, kind of a crossbuck action. That is to fool and give misreads to the linebackers of Tampa Bay. That time the crossbuck came back out and picked up just 2 yards.
Second down and 8 from the 20, 12:42 to go, first quarter. McNeil, fumble. A wild scramble at the 25.
You know, one of the problems that McNeil has had, Vern, is he has those bad ribs, and he wears a rib cage, and it's real, you know, on the outside it's hard and real slick, and he's had a hard time adjusting to that football being against an unnatural surface. This time you're going to see a good block that time by Page as he leads up inside. McNeil running free, and then a hand from somewhere just comes in and knocks the football out of his hand.
Brings up a third down and 3. David Greenwood and Keith Browner have now come in defensively for Tampa Bay. They go with a 4-man front. And O'Brien will throw for the first time. No, he will not. That's another fumble after Ron Holmes makes the sack. And the Buccaneers have recovered. Carl Morgan, number 67, who had come in as a down lineman, made the recovery after Ron Holmes, the number 1 draft choice, made the sack from the blind side.
Well, you're going to see Morgan, 67, in the left of your screen as he fights, he pushes, he penetrates. Now he gets up in there, and now the ball is popped out, and there's Morgan alertly falling on it. Boy, we've seen 2 fumbles right off the bat. We've seen a touchdown pass right off the bat, a long kickoff return off the bat, plus a 15-minute delay. What action we've had.
Jets have not given up the ball that much in the first part of the season, but they'd have fumble problems lately. From the 18-yard line, and Tampa leads it 7-0. They're going deep again for House. It's incomplete. Kerry Glenn.
Coverage on the play by Kerry Glenn.
You got to wonder what Glenn is thinking as we look at Steve DeBerg. You know, they've already hit a 39-yard touchdown pass on him. Now they're coming right out after picking up a fumble, Vern, and they're attacking Glenn again. So maybe they think that that's the weak link in this secondary. There's 35 Glenn, and they're going to attack him all day long.
New York lost only 1 fumble its first 6 games. First 4 games. They have lost 9 in the last 6. Second down and 10. House should have enough to move the chains. First down, left side. And again, it's Kerry Glenn who must feel beleaguered right now.
Well, Lehman Bennett told us yesterday that if we're going to beat the Jets, we're going to beat them throwing the football. And what we're seeing today is a lot of passing early in the first quarter. Let's look at it again. See how far off Glenn is playing. He's giving House a 10-yard cushion. Well, LeBerg sees that, calls a little 5-yard hitch, and then says run for the first down, and that's what House does.
First and goal, Tampa Bay with 11:53 to go, first quarter. Play fake to Wilder. Jimmy Giles. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. It is Calvin McGee, beg your pardon. 86 instead of 88. Second touchdown of his rookie career. He got one against Chicago to open the season.
You're going to look at it again. One thing clubs love to do in close like this is look at the play action. DeBerg coming out faking, and now there's McGee. He gets outside. He sees the coverage is outside, so he just stops. And that time DeBerg spotted him and fired him the football and got a touchdown.
McGee is getting his second start. Here's Igwe Buike's extra point. It is up and good. Jerry Bell, who led this team in receptions through the first 8 games, went on injured reserve. McGee took his place.
Vacation. It's cheaper than a tennis camp, and who knows, you may become another Rambo. 60 Minutes tonight on CBS.
He stands 6'3" and weighs 240. He was a free agent from Southern University, Calvin McGee. And he has gotten his second touchdown catch of the season. And just like that, Tampa Bay is up 14-0. Here's Ikwe. Bobby Humphrey calls for it and gives it to JoJo Townsell. He is across the 25 and down at the 28. Calvin McGee makes the tackle with help from David Greenwood. Coming up next Saturday, the Ohio State Buckeyes upset yesterday by Wisconsin against the Michigan Wolverines. That is live at 1:30 Eastern Time on CBS, and what has once again become a confused Big Ten picture. But that's one of the classic matchups in all of college football. You'll see it live, 1:30 Eastern, next Saturday on CBS. First down 10, New York. They trail by 14. Freeman McNeil in motion wide right, and O'Brien will throw. Deep right side and overthrows McNeil. Does it rattle a third-year quarterback all of a sudden, less than 5 minutes going in the game, and you're down 14-0, Terry?
Well, it's another part of the growing process and learning process that O'Brien's going through. All of a sudden he's down. Now they're going to come out and try to open their offense up a little bit. That time he forces the football too high and throws it over McNeil's head. But he'll have to get his feet settled, and he will.
Only 5 interceptions for the season from Ken O'Brien, 2 in the first game. McNeil, big hole. Chris Washington, number 51, made the tackle, but that's a big romp of 15 yards.
Boy, good, excuse me, Vern, good job of blocking by Fields and Alexander on the right side and Sweeney, the left guard, pushing Holmes outside, opened up a huge hole. There you see the block leading up inside on Davis, 58. And McNeil, with that great quickness, boy, he just explodes through there.
McNeil now with 22 yards on 3 carries. First down, Jets at the 44. Walker was the motion man, and the pass is incomplete. One hop to Al Toon.
Well, what happened that time, Vern, was the offensive lineman blocking that time for O'Brien, and the pressure from the defense actually, look at, he's telling them about it, actually shoved, look at it, yeah, shoved one of his own blockers right into his way, and he couldn't extend his arm.
Second and 10 from the 24.
Talked to Joe Walton yesterday about the 7-3 record and the difference over last year. And he said O'Brien was one of the big factors. Indianapolis, a 10-0 lead over Miami. The Miami team that handed the Jets that shocking loss last week. Here's McNeil. And Alexander with the block, and McNeil scoots around the right end across the 50 to the 47. Jeff Davis, number 58, makes the tackle.
Well, the thing that McNeil likes about playing here in this stadium is the artificial turf. He feels he's much quicker. He can accelerate and cut back. That time a good lead blocked by Dan Alexander, the right guard, and Freeman just, boom, just cut up inside and picked up 8 yards.
Saw the graphic where McNeil has set a single-season rushing record. It's 3rd down and 2. 14-0. Tampa leads. With 10:20 to go, first quarter. O'Brien fires it left side to Al Toon. That's a first down at the 40. And what will become a familiar ring echoes through the stadium. Toon.
Sounds like they're booing him, doesn't it?
Now for an NFL update, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Well, Vern, they've been booing Atlanta down there, but not this afternoon. The Rams are turning the ball over, and here comes Gerald Riggs. This is his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. The Falcons have jumped on the Rams. It's 10-0. Back to Vern.
Thank you, Brett. Our score is 14-0. Here's McNeil with a halfback pass. Wants to throw it to O'Brien.
He's got his man wide open.
Toon was there. Back to McNeil. That might be a lateral. No, it's an incomplete pass. It looked like 3rd grade recess.
We saw them work on this pass in practice where they hand off to McNeil. He goes to the right, and then O'Brien drifts deep. They throw it back to him. But this time they got all messed up. Now you're going to see. Now Freeman's got the football. Now he gets to the right. Good pass. Now he says, holy cow, his feet slipped. And now he says, well, wait a minute. Here you go, Ken, take it. Now Ken says, oh, my gosh. Now, hold it. You take it. Now, no, oh, I don't want it. And down it goes. The whole time, Toon is standing wide open in the end zone. Boy, was that crazy?
Al Toon was open by 7 yards. It's 2nd and 10 at the 41. O'Brien, release now. Tony Page to the 30. That'll be another Jet first down. Jeff Davis makes the tackle. His 13th catch, that is his 14th, had 13 coming into the game.
The thing we're going to see all day, Vern, is the patience of O'Brien to stand in there, and if the linebackers drop deep, and he's going to throw to his back underneath. That time Davis, 58, got 12, 15 yards deep, turns around and hits Page, gets the first down.
First down, 10 Jets. They trail 14-0. Play action pass. O'Brien has a man in the zone. Wesley Walker in front of Ivory Sully. That's another Jet first down, a gain of 17 yards. Sully with the tackle. Walker had the misfortune of 3 drops last week. Comes back strong.
The thing that they're doing, the Jets, is they're playing a lot of play action. Now you see the huge hole. That's just a plain old simple zone. Nice, smart move that time by Walker to get down there. He settled down. Play action froze the linebackers, and O'Brien was able to get the ball in.
Wesley Walker gets a rest, and Kurt Sohn comes into the game. First down at the 13-yard line. Play action again. Fake to McNeil. O'Brien throws to McNeil at the 11, and he slips again. Second time we have seen Freeman McNeil slip. It did snow here yesterday, rained last night, and obviously the surface is a little slick.
Well, it is. You know, the thing that impresses me is the way that the Jets are coming out and play action on first down and attacking the secondary. They're putting an awful lot of pressure on the linebackers, forcing them to make a decision, and then O'Brien's going to the right people.
Johnny Hector comes into the backfield now. A split back offense on second down. 6. McNeil darts inside the 5 to the 2. About 1,000 moves in a 5-yard run.
Once again, it's cross-buck action as the fullback goes, see the tailback one way, then here comes McNeil back the other way. Now the cutback. Davis misses, then all of a sudden Sully misses and slips back inside and picks up some good yardage.
First and goal officially from the 3. 7:35 to go first quarter. 14-0 Tampa leads. Has a man, overthrows it. Rocky Cleaver, who is O'Brien's roommate on the road and the man who made the great catch from 20 yards out with 1:06 to go last week. Joe Walton on the sideline with Zeke Bratkowski, who has done a lot for Ken O'Brien, I think.
Well, what he's done is given him confidence and the experience that Zeke has had playing for so many years, and he's passing that on to this young man.
Second and goal, 14-0 Tampa leads. Johnny Hector, touchdown. We had a 15-minute delay to start the game. We packed a half's worth of action into the first 10 minutes.
Well, they're going on the right side once again. Good job by Fields, the centers. He reaches out and blocks his man, and then Hector just cuts back against the flow and gets the touchdown.
Pat Leahy to shave the margin in half. Pat Ryan's hold. 14-7. After a 71-yard drive, Johnny Hector gets the touchdown on second and goal from 3 yards out. Vern Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw back at the Meadowlands, where Tampa Bay shocked the Jets with a 14-point outburst, but New York came back on a 71-yard drive. Johnny Hector getting the touchdown from 2 yards out. Now Pat Leahy getting set to kick, and Phil Freeman and Mike Pryor deep to receive. It was Freeman who opened the game, the man on the left, with a 45-yard kickoff return. 14-7. 2 touchdown tosses from Steve DeBerg of Tampa Bay. And a 2-yard Johnny Hector run. Freeman McNeil now with 36 yards on 5 carries. And Leahy, with this gusty wind, is having some problems getting that ball set. Had this been yesterday, we could have said he froze.
Well, yesterday we had about 2 inches of snow. Then we had a little rain on top of that. Then the wind blew in. Even the seagulls got off the ocean and came in and filled this stadium up trying to escape the wind. And lo and behold, we get up this morning and sun's shining. Beautiful day for football.
Leahy has it set. Nope. Leahy does not have it set.
He says, I got it. Let's kick it quick before the wind blows it off the tee, guys.
Mike Pryor. Not quite to the 20. Gary Glenn, number 35, made the tackle. We also have our first flag. Offside, Jets.
Well, the way Tampa Bay has played the first 2 times they've had their hands on this football, I'm anxious to see what the heck they're going to do this time. 2 deep passes, both of them against Gary Glenn. Evidently, it's against the Jets, as you can see Lehman over there waving the hand to the right,
Offside, number 58 kicking team, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Oh, Matt Monger.
Our score is 14-7. Let's go back to Brent Musburger in New York for this NFL update.
Well, Vern, the Bears score first on the Cowboys. Watch Hampton beat Cooper, deflect the ball in the air. Dent with the interception. He'll ram it back in. It's the Bears 7, the Cowboys nothing. Let's go back to Vern.
Well, Terry, it was thought that Bear defense might be the difference, and they certainly have started out strong.
Well, they played well. Now all of a sudden they go in there and they intercept a pass. Old Dent picks him off the pass, and that's a heck of a football game. Mike Ditka back down in Texas Stadium.
Meanwhile, we've got a dandy here. Pat Leahy getting set to kick off this time from the 30, and again.
Pat's having a hard time. They ought to put a little lead in the bottom of that football, hold it on that tee.
Well, Kurt Zone started over to hold it, and Leahy said, "No, we're okay. Now we're going." Good kick.
That's a dandy.
Raymond's got to run it out. Bobby Humphrey made the tackle. Freeman and Pryor will talk to themselves.
Well, if you only had an idea that this was going to happen, then they would refuse the penalty and kept the ball on the 20. Now you can see the ball just simply gets away from them, and those crazy things bouncing everywhere, and finally Pryor does get it out to what, about 5.5, 6-yard line.
Officially, they'll call it the 6. Let's see if DeBerg comes out with guns blazing. He has 2 touchdown tosses so far. Ron Helen with the 73. Matched against Gastineau today. DeBerg leads the league in interceptions, but he also now has 19 touchdown tosses this season. James Wilder lost yardage. Kyle Clifton, number 59, and Rusty Gilbaugh, number 94. Elsewhere in the National Football League, Indianapolis with a 10-3 lead over Miami. Claude Rebez just kicked a 46-yard field goal. You saw Chicago's touchdown over the Dallas Cowboys. Richard Dent with the interception. Atlanta shocking the Rams 10-0. Gerald Riggs had the last touchdown in that game. 2nd down and 12 from the 4. From the goal line. Incomplete. 3rd and 12. Kevin House, the intended receiver. New Orleans and Green Bay scoreless in the 2nd quarter. Buffalo with a 7-3 lead over Cleveland also in the 2nd. And Pittsburgh with an early lead over Houston. Gary Anderson with a 52-yard field goal. Philadelphia has a 7-point edge over St. Louis. Stump Mitchell has just cut that lead in half for the Cardinals. 3rd down and 11 officially they'll call it. 3 wide receiver set for Tampa Bay. They hand it off up the middle, and Wilder does not get enough for a first down. There's a fumble, and the ball was down. Lester Lyles, 2nd-round draft choice, who just was activated yesterday out of Virginia.
Let's take a look, Vern, once again. You see a lot of teams running on 2nd and long, trying to catch these guys in stunts, and that's what they did. And boy, there's Wilder blasting up in there. He hits the ground. Then the ball pops out. Ground cannot cause a fumble. What's a good call?
There is a controversy, however, and the zebra convention as Lehman Bennett looks on. Now they'll come over and talk about it. Gordon McCarter is the referee, number 48.
Well, the only reason they could be talking about it is that one of the refs is saying no, it is a fumble, and the other one's saying no, it isn't. So they're getting together and trying to figure all this out. Now the Jets say they have the football.
There was no fumble on the play. The ball was ruled down and dead at that spot. It will be first down.
Okay.
All right.
They didn't change their minds. 4th down, and Frank Garcia comes on to punt. JoJo Townsell is back to return it. He waits at the 45. From UCLA and the USFL in his first year with the Jets. 14-7 with 5:42 to go, first quarter. Not a great kick. Townsell from the 45. It's often a game of special teams and field position. That's a 22-yard return of a 32-yard kick. And JoJo Townsell has given the Jets great field position.
It's one of those USFL guys that came over here and signed with the Jets and has played mostly on special teams. He's one of their 4th wide receivers when they come in with 4 wide receivers. I said JoJo gave a little pizzazz to his name.
His name is Joseph.
Joseph.
Like JoJo. First down to the 25. McNeil to the 22. John Cannon, number 78, made the tackle that set that Tampa Bay defense. Cannon, not a splashy player. David Logan, a small nose guard, and the rookie Ron Holmes, number 90, first-round draft choice. Irvin Randall, Jeff Davis, Scott Brantley back in after missing last week with an injury is joined by Chris Washington. And the secondary, Castile, Jeremiah Castile, John Holt, Craig Curry, and Ivory Sully. 2nd down and 7 to 22. Touchdown, Wesley Walker.
The thing that the Jets wanted to do, they wanted to give O'Brien time to throw the football and force these linebackers to make a decision. Now Walker goes down, and look how deep that Brantley is 52 the linebacker. Not deep enough, though, as Walker gets in behind him for the catch.
Looked like Jeremiah Castile got his feet tangled as well. And Pat Leahy is within the kick of tying it up. 28 points in the first 11 minutes of the ball game. Coming up next Sunday on the NFL on CBS, it begins with the NFL Today, and then the New York Giants against the St. Louis Cardinals. That game will be seen by those of you in the New York area. And down in Florida, you'll be watching the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. That's next Sunday, and it all begins with the NFL Today.
You know, coming into this game, Vern, and talking to the players on Tampa, they said that O'Brien holds the football longer than most quarterbacks. And they said that we're going to have to get deep with our drops, and they settle. And then what O'Brien said, opposite of that, was that, well, yes, they're going to get their feet set and get settled, but because I'm holding the ball so long, then they commit, and then we go in behind them. And that's what happened that time. Linebackers deep, they committed, then they settled, and then behind them went Walker for the catch.
And all of a sudden, Kenny O'Brien had found Walker and tied this game up. Pat Leahy will kick off. And it was the mishandled kick return that set all of that in motion just a few moments ago, as Freeman and Mike Pryor got tangled. Another good kick by Pat Leahy. This will not be returned. Touchback. Bill Freeman drops to one knee. Enough action for you?
Well, you know, very seldom do you have games like this where everything happens in 10 minutes. And now it's like starting all over. Now we're going to get the real game. Now we're going to see it. Everyone says, okay, now we'll get a little patient here and a little patient here, and we'll work this and work that. And this thing should settle down. Now, you know, of course it may not too, but I have a feeling that, you know, all this is done with. Now we're going to see 80-yard drives and, you know, things like that. You know, normal football.
Normal football.
That's right.
How you play?
Yeah, I played abnormal football.
First down, 10. No, you played at Pittsburgh. 4:42 to go. First quarter, 14-0. Wilder, ball. Jets have it. Kyle Clifton out of TCU. Normal football.
Normal. Dan Radakovich, the linebacker coach, loves this guy. He says he's smart, he's aggressive, and boy, they are really coming off the football. A little cross action. Look at the guards pulling. The tackle pulls the lead for Wilder. There's no place to go because of the pressure number 78 Bennett puts on him. Now the ball's knocked out and recovered by Clifton.
First and goal, Jets at the 8.
Oh, Bennett.
14-14 game. Jets are plus 11, Tampa Bay minus 6. That was coming into the game. Turnovers now are even at 1 apiece. McNeil has to stick his shoulder down about 3 feet. Scott Brantley, number 52, made the tackle. 7th carry for McNeil for 40 yards, and he led the NFL in rushing coming in.
You know, the thing they've done when they've thrown the football, the Jets, is everything's been play action because the linebackers read that stuff, even down here on the 5 and the 8-yard line. They expect zone, so I would look for another play action possibly and hit the tight end. Sounds good.
See what happens. There it is. O'Brien holds it for a long time and then throws it out to Johnny Hector, who can't hang on.
Well, we got part of that right. We got the play action.
I think he looked for the tight end.
Well, he did look for the tight end crossing. The thing he did not see was Walker, 85, coming in from the left, was wide open in the back of the end zone. Of course, we're sitting here on the 50-yard line, and gosh, you know, I could have been a better quarterback if I had this view from right here. So could you, Vern. Down there.
I realize that. Miami has come back to tie up Indianapolis at 10. We are tied at 14. Freeman McNeil, not much room to run. It'll be 4th down, and Pat Leahy will come on. Chris Washington, number 51, made the tackle. Leahy had a miserable day in Miami last week, but on the whole for the season has been very consistent. He missed 3 field goals, any one of which could have changed the nature of the last 3 or 4 minutes of that game. The kick will come from 23. And he's perfect from within the 20 to 29 this year. Jets have roared back with 17 unanswered points. And we still have 3:14 to go in the first quarter of play.
Well, if we can eliminate the fumbles and we can eliminate all this wildness that's happened so far, we might yet. You know, this is pretty exciting, but this thing could, as I said earlier, settle down and be, you know, normal football. But you've really got to look at the way that the Jets are coming out and attacking Tampa Bay. Then on the other hand, look at what they've done. Come out right off the bat, DeBerg, 39-yard TD shot right over there to his man House, comes back and hits number 86, McGee, for another touchdown. So it's been rather exciting and unusual football here in the first quarter.
17-14 with 3:14 to go, and if you joined us late, that is in the first quarter because we had a 15-minute delay in the start of the game, about a 45-minute power outage here in the lower half of the stadium. And Pat Leahy getting set to kick off again. Mike Pryor and Phil Freeman, numbers 24 and 81, wait for the kick. Of course, these two teams met last year, the final game of the regular season down in Tampa Bay. The game clouded in controversy at the end. Here's Mike Pryor, who will not run it out. You might recall that Tampa Bay was up 41-14 in that game. John McKay was the head coach in his last game, and they were trying to get the ball back one more time for James Wilder to set an all-purpose season total yardage mark. And here's what happened at the end of that game, December 16th, 1984. One of the most unusual finishes you will ever see. Less than a minute to go, and the linebackers back away to allow Hector to score so they could get the ball back. Now, is that a factor in this game?
I don't think so. 20 of the players that were playing for Tampa are no longer on the squad. It's a different coaching staff. I don't think that has an effect at all.
First down from the 20. DeBerg going deep again. Finds Kevin House. Incomplete. his shot in the ribs, and he's still down at the 42.
Trying to hit House on a quick post. As he comes inside on Lynn, 29, you can see there's the ball, but 36, Miano comes over and just decks him right in the stomach, rib area of the stomach area, knocks his wind out or a ribs. It's one of those passes, Vern, that has to be quick, because if you read a zone and you're keying the weak safety like that, he's reading your eyes, and once you turn to fire, he plants and drives, and that time he did a good job. Okay, House is up and doing all right. So anyway, he'll drive on that football, and he got there at the same time the ball did and nailed House.
Was it a legal catch?
Well, I tell you, I couldn't see whether or not his other foot had hit the ground. He had one on the ground, had the other one hit the ground. You know, we could have had a little controversy maybe. You know, getting back to that play, that play where they let him, I don't think these guys are making much of it. I think there's Dallas, Chicago, 10 up on them.
An old teammate of Terry Bradshaw's, Theo Bell, has come in to take Kevin House's place. 2nd down and 10. Wilder can't get a thing. Johnny Lynn, number 29. Six-year man from UCLA. Terry, how significant in Lehman Bennett's game plan might be the fact that this secondary of the Jets has been riddled by injuries?
Well, they've been riddled by injuries, and as we saw, they've already attacked Kerry Glenn, a newcomer at right corner, twice early in the football game. They're going to attack him. The problem they're having with the secondary, with all these young people, is it is a very sophisticated coverage scheme by Bud Carson, their defensive coordinator, and you got to wonder whether or not it's so sophisticated they had to cut it down.
They have 6 defensive backs in now. Kevin House is back in the lineup. Hunter Lyles up as a linebacker. He's coming on the blitz. And DeBerg has the catch complete out to the 29-yard line to Jimmy Giles, but that will not be enough for the first down. Giles leans out and says, "This is how far I got." Well, now they're going to give him a spot that's close to the 30.
Well,
but it will be 4th down.
Yeah, they're saying 4th down.
Referee is Gordon McCarter. .202 to go in the first quarter, and Frank Garcia is on the punt again. JoJo Townsell will return. Come back, it'll be Gary Hogaboom on for the Cowboys. Our score 17-14, first quarter, 1:30 to go. And Frank Garcia will do it all over again. That's better. So is the field position. 36-yard line. A 50-yard kick and 10 on the return. And the Jets get it back with 1:19 to go in the first quarter. Jets, of course, are 7-3 and share the AFC East. In '67, they were 7-2-1 after 10 games and finished second. In '68, they went to the Super Bowl and won it. '69, 7-3, lost in the first round of the playoffs. And this year they are tied for first. Last year they were 6-2 at one point and lost 6 in a row. Here's O'Brien, play action pass. Al Toon, and listen to the roar. Joe Walton likened him to an NBA player.
He did. He just said he would be a great. All you're seeing right now is a slot man, Wesley Walker. Look at him running deep and taking Sully with him. Now in behind him, 20 yards deep, is Al Toon, number 88. What happens there if the linebackers continue to go up on the play action, then they're coming back and dropping it in behind him. McNeil.
Johnny Hector has already run onto the field.
Well, he's had ribs. He's reaching down for his ankle. So. Yeah. Well, the thing here is the play actions off of McNeil have a major effect because of the great runner he is. They have to respect McNeil. Anytime O'Brien turns and even attempts to hand him the football, the linebackers freeze. And then they're able to throw the football deep in behind them, Vern, because they're set up short. Now the problem you have, if he is not able to play in this football game, is they will not respect those play actions to the next guy in there, because he's obviously not a Freeman McNeil. And therefore, I think they'll have a little harder time throwing the deeper passes. Listen.
McNeil will get up. Let's take another look and see if we can see what happened.
Sprained ankles. All right, we're going to see play action by O'Brien. He's going to open up to his right. There's a dive, and there's the fake to McNeil. Now, see the linebackers, folks, 52 and 58. Look how shallow they are. There's no way they can get deep. Now, McNeil, there it is right there. Got cut from behind and roll up on his ankle.
We'll get a report from the bench quickly, and
those doggone things hurt. I know you've had a lot of them, Vern.
Not quite. In the meantime, Johnny Hector has taken his place, and Dennis Blygen, number 23, has also entered the Jet backfield. See if this does alter their game offensive philosophy now. First down and 10 from the 42. Blygen to the 39-yard line.
Well, that's a good way to do it. You come out, you bring a guy in, Blygen 23, give him the football and let them know that we have, we think this guy can run with it. So Jeff Davis makes the tackle. They get about 3 yards, and now they say, hey, we'll establish this fellow.
A lot of folks, of course, very aware of the St. John's basketball program. Blygen is the only NFL product from the St. John's football program. And he joins Kurt Sohn from Fordham as two Metropolitan Manhattan players for the Jets. Here's O'Brien. Has a man wide open, Johnny Hector. First down at the 10. 29-yard gain as the clock winds down to end quarter number 1.
You're going to see it once again. Notice the small, as O'Brien drops back, see the pass protection. Now he's going to get pressure. He's looking down to the left, trying to hit Walker. Now he scrambles out to the right, and then all of a sudden into his pitcher, there's number 34, Johnny Hector. He makes a fine catch in 29 yards.
Ivory Sully finally made the hit as the first quarter ends.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Light Beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. And by Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
We are back for quarter number 2 at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Vern Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw. Exciting first quarter, delayed by 15 minutes. The start of the game was, that is, because of a power outage, and the Jets suddenly got electrified after falling behind 14-0. They lead by 3 and are going into the end zone for a touchdown to Mickey Schuler.
This is what they call a warble offense, where O'Brien, the quarterback, semi-rolls to the right and sets up over the tackle to prevent a direct rush from the secondary. He gets out to the right. Schuler, all he does is go down inside. He's right in the center of your screen, 82. Down inside, breaks to his left, and the ball is delivered right on time. As you can see, folks, there wasn't a lot of room in there for him to complete that pass, so it took good timing. Touchdown.
Pat Leahy, who has been very busy here in the first half, makes it 24-14. 24 unanswered New York Jet points. Schuler got his second touchdown of the year, and the Jets lead by 10. 24-14. The Jets have erupted for 24 unanswered points. The last drive, 64 yards in 4 plays, took less than 90 seconds, and O'Brien found Mickey Schuler from 11 yards out. And Leahy set to kick deep. Bill Freeman from the 5. Gets as far as the 23. Let's go back and take a look at the chalkboard of that last touchdown.
From the right, you're going to see Schuler come down inside and hook. Linebackers will go this way, they will go this way, and then they will come back inside. And it takes perfect timing. Tampa, one of the few teams that down this close will play zone defense. See him splitting the linebackers. And look at Shula, 82. Sees it, turns around, bam, there it is right there.
From the 23.
First down 10, Tampa Bay from their own 23. They opened with 2 touchdowns, a 14-0 lead in the first 5 minutes.
Old chalkboard. Got her going, huh, Vern?
You did that very well.
Reminds me of the second grade, all that drawing.
Wilder. Joe Klecko, number 73, made the tackle. Wilder had such a great start this year, then was bothered by an ankle injury, and finally got back on track with a 107-yard game last week. But today, 6 carries for -3. Indianapolis again leading Miami. 13-10 second quarter. Raul Alegre got the field goal to put them on top. 2nd and 11. Kevin House. Shy of the first down. Kerry Glenn, number 35, was right there to stick him.
Looks like every time that DeBerg comes to the line of scrimmage and he looks out and he notices that Kerry Glenn, 35, the right corner of the Jets, is playing off a House, respecting his speed. He makes a little audible, a little 5-yard hitch out there, and then says, House, go give me some yardage.
Steve told us last night that the Jets play such a complicated defense under Bud Carson. They had almost 5 game plans. Didn't know what he was going to do.
He said, I've been in my hotel room all day just still studying and preparing for this game.
High formation on 3rd and 1. Wilder didn't get it. 7th carry for minus yardage.
Boy, Bennett, Barry Bennett, 78, coming in and just disrupting the whole blocking scheme. And he was responsible that time for Wilder losing yardage in the 3rd and 1 situation. There's Bennett, 78. Big guy, tall, lanky, kind of just goes about, you know, nobody says much about him, but because of Gastineau and all these other guys, but one heck of a fine football player.
JoJo Townsell and Kurt Sohn.
Kurt Sohn and JoJo Townsell deep to return Frank Garcia's kick. A flag is down. Sohn. Garcia's the last man.
Number 35 on the defense, penalty accepted.
Wipe it out.
Well, Kerry Glenn's kind of had a rough go here early, giving up a touchdown pass to House, and now coming back and nullifying a touchdown on a punt return by Schoen.
Kerry Glenn was the man found to be offside, and that wipes out that touchdown return by Kurt Sohn at 73 yards.
Lining up offside, number 35 on the defense. 5-yard penalty makes it a first down.
And Tampa Bay gets the ball back.
See, all of that on account of you lined up offsides. You know, you can understand if you're going down there making a block and you hook a guy in the helmet accidentally or you clip him or something. But golly, how can you line up all sides? Well, he knows.
Well, mark that play. It came at 13:09 in the first half. It eradicated a 73-yard punt return by Kurt Sohn and gave Tampa Bay a first down. Chicago leading Dallas 17-0 now. DeBerg going deep again. Jimmy Giles incomplete. And a trio of defenders in the area.
Steve DeBerg,
Well, let's go back to Brent Musburger in New York for this NFL update.
And, Vern, here's how it happened. Hogaboom replacing the injured Danny White under the blitz by Wilson threw a bad pass, and it was intercepted by Richardson, 36 yards, and the Bears are dominating. They've just intercepted another Hogaboom pass. Let's go back to Vern.
And, Brent, the last time the Bears beat the Dallas Cowboys was 1971, 23-19 up in Chicago. They've not won since. And that game memorable because Roger Staubach and Craig Morton alternated plays at quarterback. The next week, Landry said, Staubach's my guy, and they won the Super Bowl. Wilder to the 39-yard line. Lance Mel makes the tackle. So Chicago in great shape to go 11-0. Best start since 42. Theo Bell, number 83, back into the lineup. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Tampa yet to convert a 3rd down conversion. They are 0 of 3. There's Sean Farrell. Playing with a bad knee today and playing out of position. He's ordinarily a right guard, had to move to left tackle to replace George Arno last week. Four-man rush. Almost picked off. Gary Glenn just about had it after Marty Lyons and Joe Klecko applied the pressure.
Well, you can give this. Glenn this time almost makes the interception, but the pass rush that time was responsible for forcing DeBerg to throw this football really before he was ready. See that? He can't follow through with his legs or his body, so it's an all-arm shot out there. The ball hangs a little high, and then Glenn doggone near had the ball for an interception.
Frank Garcia the punt with 12:16 to go in the first half. Another flag is down. Two of them, as a matter of fact. Townsell. Out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Carl Morgan made the tackle. 48-yard kick if it stands, and a 14-yard return. This time it's against Tampa Bay.
Well, what do? Do you back them up? Make them punt again?
I'll tell you, the way Garcia's been kicking, which is not all that well, I might take a chance on another return.
Ineligible downfield, numbers 85 and 67 on a kicking team. Penalty decline, 1st and 10.
Then again, I might like it where I've got it. Well, it's going Joe Walton's way after a shaky start. Steve DeBerg on the sideline trying to figure out what he can do next.
Try to devour their longtime nemesis, the Falcons. Then the Eagles have a date with the Cowboys next Sunday on CBS Sports.
There's a clean-shaven Steve DeBerg on the sideline. We saw him the 3rd week of the season. He started to grow a beard, said he wouldn't shave it until they won. They won last week. He showed up last night with a Fu Manchu mustache.
And then he said he had to do a commercial today. And he thought I actually believed it. I knew doggone well he would be out here quarterbacking for Tampa.
He's got a little chuck on his chin there that you can relate to, too.
Got a little
Joe
bruise
Klecko.
there, yeah. Klecko gave me one of those good shots in the chin, helped enlarge that dent I got up there.
1st down and 10, 24-14, 12:06 to go in the half. Hand off to Johnny Heckler. Rides the blocks up over the middle across to 35. Ivory Sully makes the tackle. Word from the bench is that Freeman McNeil has been taken to the dressing room to x-ray his right ankle.
First time, Vern, that we've seen the Jets come out and get into the eye. So maybe they feel like that Heckler runs better out of the eye, or it's just another look they want to give the Tampa Bay defense.
Reves has kicked the field goal to notch that game to 13 all. Miami and Indianapolis 2nd down at 2 from 35. Heckler again. And that should be enough to move the chain. 1st down, Jets. Johnny Heckler from Texas A&M and New Iberia, Louisiana, has one of the touchdowns today. 24-14. It started out a 14-0 Tampa Bay lead. Green Bay rolling over New Orleans by 17 in the 2nd quarter. Buffalo over Cleveland at halftime, 7-3. And Pittsburgh leading Houston. Frank Pollard had the last touchdown. Johnny Heckler again. Scott Brantley was there.
Another one of those misdirection plays, pulling the right guard this time, Dan Alexander, 60, and he gets all the way around the left side, knocks out the linebacker, but they slip almost doggone near losing football again. 60, Alexander on the left there.
It has been an inconsistent offensive line, Joe Walton said.
Well, he said they play well one week and they don't play that well the next week. He doesn't really understand why, he said, but he said that's been the way it's been all year. 2nd
down and 6. Johnny Hector, but not for much. John Cannon was the first man there, and Dave Logan, number 76.
Now you're seeing something that Tampa is going to do. The Jets have been able to run the ball, Vern. They've thrown the ball well. Now you see the linebackers cheating up and blitzing, and then they're crashing their ends. That time, Cannon coming from the outside made a good stop. But they're blitzing these linebackers now to try to change the flow of the game that the Jets certainly have total in control right now.
3rd and 4. Kurt Sohn in as a wide receiver with Al Toon, both to the right side. The late linebacker blitz. The pass is caught by Hector. First down in midfield. What a nice catch. One-handed grab. And Keith Browner made the tackle.
This is a nice job. You're going to see O'Brien, a little 5-step drop, and 34 Hector right in your screen. Look at this. Left-handed, folks. One hand. Almost like that's the way he catches it all the time. Just stuck it up there and pulled it in.
That gives the Jets another first down. Dennis Blygen replaces Johnny Hector. And Chicago is now leading the Cowboys 24-0. Steve Fuller with a 1-yard run. Blygen squirts through the 44.
Blygen that time taking it off to the right side, and Coach Walton was saying we need our guards Sweeney and we need our tackle backside tackle Shields. When they do that, then allow these backs to make that cutback. They have to stay engaged with these blocks a little longer to let these backs cut back, and that's what Blygen did that time.
Picked up 5. It's 2nd and 5. 9:02 to go in the half. 24-14. Jets lead. Blygen. That's short of the first down at the 41. Scott Brantley, Jeff Davis, numbers 52 and 58, made the tackle. Again, if you did join us late and are wondering why we haven't reached the half yet, we had a 15-minute delay at the start of the game because of a power outage. And then things erupted. 14-0 Tampa Bay went on top, and the Jets have come back with 24 unanswered points. 3rd and 2. Johnny Hector back in the lineup with Tony Page. O'Brien will throw. Right side. Caught by Kurt Sohn. Jeremiah Castile gambled, went for the interception. Sohn made the catch. And Ivory Sully finally made the tackle after a gain of 29 yards.
Castile, 23, looking right at you, playing off of Sohn. Now there's the ball. Castile makes a move on the ball, trying to intercept it. Boy, that's the wrong thing to do. There's no one behind him to make sure that this isn't a touchdown. Sully, 44, coming over from his weak safety spot, saves a potential touchdown. That's what happens when you gamble. Boy, you either look good or you look bad. And that time, Castile looked bad.
Hector and Blygen in the backfield, split backs. Johnny Hector to the 10-yard line. That's a gain of 2.
Well, they've driven the ball. They're running the football, Vern. And the thing I've said so far in this first half is the play action's down inside the 20 when they get in scoring territory. A lot of play action. So now they've run it down here. I wonder now if they won't go back to the play actions, which has really, been the reason they have this 24-14 lead.
He's got Toon going to the left side. Double tight end set with Cleaver and Schuler both in. No play action. Lobs it deep, and it's open, touchdown. Schuler has 2 today.
Good job by O'Brien. You're going to notice he picks up his first, he turns around, looks to the left cover. Now see Schuler right at the top left of your screen. He runs right past 51 Washington, the linebacker, who froze on the goal line, and then Schuler just went in behind him. Nice job, good touch that time by O'Brien.
It looked like Washington expected help deep, did he?
Well, he has help deep. It's called the baseline. Their end zone. There's not much room back there, Vern.
Extra point is good. A 73-yard drive. It is all going New York's way. They lead it 31-14. Still remaining in the first half, the Jets already with 31 unanswered points after Tampa jumped out to a 14-0 lead. That seems like a month ago. At halftime, Miami and Indianapolis are tied 13-13. Chicago, Steve Fuller with the latest touchdown. They lead Dallas 24-0 in the second quarter. Atlanta has increased its lead over the Rams to 20-0. McLuckhurst had a field goal. Green Bay leading New Orleans 17-0. Lynn Dickey to Phillip Epps, the last touchdown in that game. Buffalo a 4-point lead at halftime, 7-3. And Pittsburgh leading Houston 10-0. Also at the half, down in the Astrodome. St. Louis has come back to tie up Philadelphia 14-14. And Brent Musburger will be along with scores and highlights at halftime. And Gale Sayers has joined him in the studio today. Mike Pryor lets Phil Freeman grab it. And Phil Freeman does not get to the 20-yard line. Dennis Blodgett makes the tackle. Coming up next Sunday, the NFL Today kicks it all off, and then those of you in New York will see the Giants and St. Louis. That's a 3:30 Eastern Standard Time for the start. Those of you in Florida will be watching the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. That's next Sunday, and it begins with the NFL Today on CBS. 31-14, Ken O'Brien, 11 of 16, 179 yards and 3 touchdowns. DeBerg is 6 of 11 for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. And we're at the point where you can forget about James Wilder. DeBerg, sliding catch made out of the right flat. Kevin House made the grab, number 89.
Same pass that Kevin House got the wind knocked out of him early, catching the Jets. They have evidently figured out that they play zone on first down, and what they're doing is going down, making those quick post moves, going inside, and it's a timing thing, and DeBerg and House are having some success with this pass.
That's a gain of 17 and a first down at the 37, 6:55 to go. First half of play. 31-14, Jets lead. Wilder. That's his 9th carry. For -2.
You're going to notice on this. Notice the slant by 73, Klecko. And then the top 99, that's Gastineau. They come down inside. Look at the double team now by Mallory, 68, and Grimes, the center, on Klecko. He's in that little slanted position. What that does, Vern, is it takes the penetration by the guards out, and it takes 2 people to try to get him out of there, so it takes up 2 people, and they occupy him.
Second down, 11. Blitz. Lance Mills coming. Great block. And DeBerg, a nifty bit of open field running, is knocked out of bounds in the Tampa Bay bench. Lester Lyles made the tackle. Just short of the first down yardage.
You can just notice the stunts, 93 lines as you come inside. Mel blitzing from the outside, and Steve feels the pressure. Now he takes off, fixing to get tackled, sets up his man. There's a good block that time by Carter. Then wisely gets out of bounds. Well, he almost got out of bounds.
That'll make it 3rd down and 2 from the 45 with 5:50 to go in the half. That slant that Joe Klecko used to do, something that Bud Carson did with Joe Green.
Right. Joe Green did that, and it takes 2 people to block him, so therefore you're tying up 2 people and you're freeing someone else.
3rd and 2. Flags. Delay of game. Make it 3rd and 7.
On the quarterback. We were talking about cadence last night with Steve and really started having a pretty good chuckle with some of the silly things that happen to you on a football field as a quarterback with these cadence things as we listen here.
Delay of game. Offense. Still 3rd down.
I asked Steve, I said,
game clock operator, add 3 seconds. There's 5:50 remaining. 3 seconds, please.
Going to add 3 seconds onto the game clock. Steve, I asked him, I said, what is one of the funniest things that ever happened to you in a game? He said, well, we had a live color count in Chicago Bear game, And we go out there, we're on the 20-yard line, there's 70,000 screaming fans, and we get the situation where I'm to audible. And they had a color system, you know, the blue, red, greens. And he said, ours this week was, of all colors, pink. He said, do you ever try to say pink real strong, like pink 28, pink 28? He said, we needed a blue or a black or something strong. But he said, of all things, pink. And he said, when I said pink 45, he said, everybody started laughing, and they got to delay a game.
They don't use pink as an audible
Oh,
anymore.
man, you don't use it in Chicago, that's for sure. I think that would be the worst thing you could use. Hey, look at this.
It may take a while.
All right, back her down 3 seconds. There you go.
We've been bending to seeing pink. Now he went beyond it. Now we got it. 5:50. That took almost 5:50. And it's 3rd and 7. If you hear a color-coded audible from Steve DeBerg today, it will not be fuchsia or pink. There's the cadence guy you're talking about.
That's right. We were talking about this last night, all the funny things that can happen in a football game. And of course, a lot of these are strategy, the color counts, and then, of course, now you come out and you know, you get a read on a team, and they say they're going on one, set, ready, hut one. Now, Steve comes up and says, hey, they got us down on our count. Let's go hut one. They fire off.
Number 73, still 3rd down.
Did you ever forget the count when you came to the line of scrimmage?
Some of the most embarrassing things. If you've ever seen football follies, you'll notice that I lean over and Mike Webster leans over to me, and we both are saying, what was the count? We both had forgotten. You get so involved in, look, guys, this is a great play. We want to make it work. And it's on 3, and you get up there, and you forget that it's on 3.
That time it worked. The Football Follies, of course, is an NFL highlights production. Terry and Mike Webster were 2 of the stars. 3rd and 2 again. Wilder again. For no gain again.
Boy, great penetration by Gastineau, 99.
Still down. Played the first half of the season with a broken thumb, said it doesn't bother him at all anymore. And the reputation about him, Terry, is that you can run at him, right?
Well, the thing that you do when you have a great pass rusher is to slow him down. You cut him with backs, chopping his legs out from under him, and you run at him, and you physically force him to stand still and read the run block. We're going to look at Wilder, and there comes Gastineau flying underneath and gets his left arm in there.
Kick by Garcia's a good one. That might have been touched. Oh.
Jet ball.
Tampa's ball. So says the back judge.
Well, I saw a jet fall right on the football, and evidently he didn't. He just let it get by him.
Mark Whitty comes up with it, number 85. Tampa recovers.
It's amazing what that little thing with those 2 points can do, make you look awful silly. And here's one silly move right here. All of a sudden, where's the football? It's touched. Now it's bouncing around. Now Freeman misses it. Pryor misses it. And then Whitty, 85, makes the recovery for Tampa Bay.
It was Bobby Humphrey who bobbled the ball. That could not have been advanced for a touchdown because it was a muff, and you cannot advance a muff. But nevertheless, it's 1st and goal. And more whistles.
Number 1.
Timeout has been called by the Jets. Coming up at halftime, Brent and Gale Sayers with scores and highlights, and a feature on the NFL foot soldiers. Eric Schubert and Jess Atkinson. Schubert, of course, now with the Giants. Atkinson was with the Giants, went to St. Louis, and was cut last week. Halftime, Brent and former Chicago Bear great Gale Sayers. I bet he's got a smile the way the Bears are playing today. He'd be in my top 5 of great running backs I've ever seen.
Gale?
Yep.
I tell you what, I would have liked to have had him in college. We would have had a pretty good team, and had a good team, but You know, he could have run that ball 10, 12 times for me.
You wouldn't have wanted him in Pittsburgh?
Well, yeah, I'd love to have had him in Pittsburgh. I wouldn't have been able to run him because I had Franco up there, and he would never have been in the Hall of Fame. You bet I'd like to have had him, you know. Vern,
Well,
now you're a pretty bright young man. Can you figure out why the Jets called timeout?
Yeah, because they were confused and wanted to settle down. Or they didn't have enough men on the field. One or the other. In either case, things weren't going well. 31-14, 5:22 to go in the first half. On the whole, things have gone well for Joe Walton's Bucs.
Well, you know, Tampa, all they need right now is to push this baby in. 5:22 remaining makes the score 31-21, and now all of a sudden they're back into this football game.
Jets did have only 10 men. Ben Rudolph had forgotten to come on, and he joined the huddle a little late, so the timeout was used. Now we're set to go after the recovery of the muff at the 2-yard line. First and goal from the 2. 5:22 to go, first half. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. James Wilder, for whom not much has gone well. And that is his 6th rushing touchdown of the season.
Whitty coming in motion, 85. He's going to kick outside on Lyons, and all Wilder does is get the ball deep and leap on top of the bodies, and they naturally just carry him into the end zone.
Yards per carry average won't be anything to brag about. 11 carries now for 0 yards for James Wilder.
Yes, but that's 6 points.
You bet. Extra point is good. And there is a flag down as well as Donald Igwe-Buike.
Personal foul, running into the kicker, number 93 on the defense. The point is good. 5-yard penalty on the kickoff.
Penalty on Marty Lyons.
There's Marty, number 93 out of Alabama. I used to go down there to that little camp he had down there and do a little fishing. We're going to see again. Look, now Donald kicks this extra point. Now he's standing there observing it, and then Lyons comes in and just knocks his feet right out from under him. Now, you know, the way Lyons was falling, you got to believe that he was actually blocked into the kicker, which, if that's the case, there wouldn't be a penalty here.
James Wilder got the touchdown on a 2-yard run, his 11th carry of the first half, and it's 31-21 with 5:19 to go in the half. Well, we had 14 points scored in the first 5 minutes of the game. Rusty Gilbaugh now talking it over with Gordon McCarter along with Johnny Lynn. 31-21, 52 points in the first half. No telling how many we'd had if we started on time. There's Jack Fetty, the line judge, number 39.
It looked like he'd been working out.
But not much.
Look at this. My man. Saw him running this morning in Central Park.
Did you now?
Yes, sure did.
Jack Fetty was an official at Super Bowl V, Baltimore and Dallas, and made one of the controversial calls in that game. Gave a fumble recovery down to the goal line. Dwayne Thomas had fumbled. The Cowboys are going in to score, and big Billy Ray Smith came up and said, "My ball, my ball." Then he said, "Yep, sure is. Go the other way." Donald Igwe-Buike getting ready to kick. JoJo Townsend and Bobby Humphrey are deep. Touchback. Well, it is just about that time of the year, college basketball. And next Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern, Billy Packer and Jim Nance will host a 1-hour special on the upcoming NCAA season. And in 2 weeks, our game coverage begins with a matchup of the teams ranked number 1 and number 2 in the preseason polls. Georgia Tech and Michigan. The road starts here next Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific on CBS Sports. 5:13 to go in the half. Ken O'Brien, 3 touchdowns already. Nice shot across the middle. Mickey Schuler makes the catch, and Jeff Davis, number 58, makes the tackle.
I'll tell you, one of the big mistakes you can make as a quarterback, and the Jets have not done that, particularly O'Brien, is that if you lose your patience and don't take these short things, these short routes, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. A lot of teams playing Tampa do not have the patience and keep trying to go downfield.
Second down and 2. O'Brien, 12 of 17. Johnny Hector. That's good for a first down. We still have not had an updated report on the x-rays taken on Freeman McNeil's injured right ankle. That happened back in the first quarter. He was taken to the locker room. But as soon as we receive word, we'll get it passed along right to you. McNeil left the game with 42 yards on 8 carries. Matter of fact, we have gotten word now that the first x-ray did not take, so they are re-x-raying the ankle. First down and 10 from the 32. 4:08 to go in the half. Hector hit at the line and dropped by Ron Holmes, number 90. He's a number 1 draft choice and is rooming this week with Mike Pryor, and came up to Rick Odioso, the PR man, last week and says, "Man, what have you done to me? I just got to the hotel room and Pryor told me his first 3 roommates this year are all on injured reserve."
You think athletes aren't superstitious?
He was really nervous about it. Second down, the 11th. 3:35 to go in the first half. Schuler starts in motion. O'Brien. Now Toon. Oh, boy! Jeremiah Castile. Scott Brantley. Castile is still down.
Once again, Castile is playing off on the receiver. O'Brien comes out, throws out here to Toon. Now the defensive back is nowhere. Now Toon catches the ball. Now he's going to turn up and leap into the defensive backs. Then overcoming, my gosh, Irvin Randall, 54. Okay, let's see it. 23 is Castile. Now there he is, planning, driving on Toon. Now Toon's going to he's going to lunge out and go past. The only thing I can figure out is Brantley's own man got him.
And Castile is still down. Third-year cornerback from Alabama.
I tell you, if anything, it looked like Toon would be the one that would be laying on the field and not Castile.
Toon was down for a bit and then got up. And Castile is still down.
You know, this Toon, 6'4". He's a big man. Number 88 standing right there, number 1 draft choice out of Wisconsin, is a big man, 6'4", about 212. And he doesn't appear to be that fast, but, you know, I was talking to some of the players. I said, yeah, but you're looking at a man 6'4", and if you get to run alongside him for these little 5'9" guys, you realize just how fast this guy can go. Castile walking off the field.
Might be a hip pointer. Looks like he's favoring his left side.
Grabbing his back, like got hit in the back or wrenched his back.
The 3rd and 5 as we get back to play with 3:10 to go in the first half. 31-21, Jets lead. Full-man rush, delayed safety blitz. Brantley's coming. Schuler has the catch. Ivory Sully has the tackle at the 34. 4th catch for Mickey Schuler. 2 have gone for touchdowns.
Schuler in the top left of your screen releases off Randall, 54. Hits him, and now he's going to run him. Look at it. They call that a mirror drill. But he falls down. The turf takes his feet out from under him. O'Brien hits Schuler that time. And then Sully, 44, had to come all the way across and make the tackle. You can credit the turf that time for allowing Schuler to get open.
That last gain was 29 yards. First down 10 with 2:57 to go in the half.
Doesn't say got open because the guy slipped, does it? It says 29 yards.
Ken O'Brien, 13 of 18 for 194 in the first half. Reverse, third zone, with O'Brien out in front and laying the block. And a pretty good block it was.
All right. They'll play this back on Monday or Tuesday whenever they get together, and O'Brien will be hooting and hollering and carrying on, saying, look what a job I did. Now, most of the time, now you're going to see a flow. 34 Hector's going to take the football, sprint out to the right. Now he hands back to Sohn. Now Sohn gets on the hip pocket. O'Brien, obviously a strong blocker. Now he engages on 51 Washington and ties him up just enough to allow Sohn to get by and get the first down. That was a good block. Brantley, boy, he's throwing those elbows and everything out there today. Had a few weeks off, feeling kind of frisky.
First down, 10 Jets. 2:47 to go with a 31-21 lead in a half. Blitz. O'Brien. Schuler, 50 yards. A one-handed grab. That might be a flag. There are two of them on David Greenwood, who has just replaced Jeremiah Castile.
Well, when a man's making an effort to catch the football, you can go ahead and hit him. But when he runs out of bounds and it's obvious that's what he's going to do, you can't grab him and throw him down. Every time you do, you're going to get a flag, and all you're doing, you're taking your frustration out on that receiver, but you're hurting your football team.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 30 on the defense. Half the distance penalty, first and goal.
David Greenwood is coming out. Jeremiah Castile back in.
You look at it, now he's out of bounds. Now, there's no sense in this. That's how people get hurt. Guys on the sideline get hurt. You know, go ahead. The guy beats you. He got his yardage, you know, tackle him, but don't do things like that.
First and goal from the 8, 31-21. Jets lead it. O'Brien going for his 4th touchdown of the day. Got it! And Schuler has 3.
Once again, Vern, it came off of play action. O'Brien reversing out, faking the ball to number 49, Page, then turning and looking to the left, seeing no one covered, goes to the secondary receiver. This time it's Schuler, and he makes a heck of a catch and a great effort to get in the end zone for the touchdown.
Mickey Schuler had 1 touchdown grab in the first 10 games. He's got 3 this afternoon. Ken O'Brien has thrown for 4, and Pat Leahy is on to kick. 2:35 to go in the half. 37-21. And Ken O'Brien has thrown for 238 yards in the first half. Coming up next Sunday, the Giants, who play at Washington tomorrow night, will be on the road again. They go to St. Louis. You'll see that game in the New York area. It begins with the NFL today at 3:30 Eastern Time. And those of you watching in Florida will see the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Terry and I will be at Texas Stadium for that game.
The Eagles, boy, they're playing good football. Cowboys having their troubles today with the Bears. And, of course, Philadelphia playing well. Jaworski rejuvenated, having a super year now. There's Schuler, number 82. Say, this guy doesn't look like he's all that fast, and he doesn't have muscles popping out all over the place, and he doesn't appear to be everything a tight end should be. But boy, how can you knock the stats? And O'Brien doing a good job of connecting with him today.
Kenny O'Brien threw for 393 yards, a career high last week in Miami. He's got 238 in the first half today. And Pat Leahy, with his overworked right leg, will kick off. Bill Freeman at the 3. To the 20. Larry Flowers, just acquired from the Giants. He placed on waivers, and he's right back home.
Well, they brought Flowers in because they needed help on special teams. Special teams last week against the Dolphins actually ended up costing them that football game. Boy, good penetration by Flowers all the way through, and right there he has earned his paycheck for this week on that one play. That's exactly what they wanted him to do, Vern.
The Giants worked out this morning here at the stadium, and there were a couple of guys down in the field watching them work out, kind of wistfully. Larry Flowers and Dave Jennings, the Jet punter. The Giants, of course, bound for Washington, where they will play tomorrow night. And Jennings, who has not kicked in the first half, played for so many years with the Giants. First down, 10 to Bird. Flag is down. Delay a game. 38-21. kind of hard to imagine that Tampa was up 14-0.
Well, it really is, and for people that are watching this, they tuned in late, they're finding it hard to believe.
Offense, still first down.
That's the second time now that they've been called for delay a game. I really don't understand coming out first play after receiving a kickoff. How do you get a delay a game? They're starting the clock quicker, so you obviously have to get in there and get the play called and get up to the line of scrimmage.
320 yards accompany the 20 first downs for the Jets. Tampa Bay with 117 yards and 7 first downs. First down at 15 with 2:24 to go in the half. Four-man rush. One hopper. Incomplete. Flag is down. Thrown in the direction of Lester Lyles. Intended for Jimmy Giles.
They're going to call holding on Lyles, number 26. Bud Carson activated him this week. Big, strong young man, second-round draft choice. There he is, 26.
Holding, number 26 on the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
What they were going to do, Vern, was bring Lyles in because he is so big and strong and put him on 88 Giles of Tampa, the tight end that's having such a great year for them, and have him just man him all over the field. Just stay with him, live with him all day long. That time he lived with him too close, caught him for holding.
Still tied. Miami, Indianapolis in the third quarter. Of course, New England plays at Seattle later this afternoon. Another key game in the AFC East. DeBerg almost hit the official in the head. Intended for Giles. And DeBerg says, let's get back here and try it again. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Steve,
Second and 10.
Excuse me, Vern. Talking to DeBerg, I asked him what it was like this week in practice. He said, this is the first time, Terry, after our win last week over St. Louis, that players in practice were laughing, relaxed, seems to really enjoy playing football. And he said, that's what winning will do for you.
Tampa Bay has led in 6 of its 10 games at the half. They will not in this one. Wilder, he's got some room. But pretty good pursuit by the Jets linebackers Lance Mel and the cornerback of the safety Johnny Lynn. They will try and get one more play before the 2-minute warning, but they will not get that accomplished. The Jets lead it 38-21, 2 minutes to go in the half.
Block here. This is a trap. This is the Steelers system of full blocking. Corson coming over, blocking Bennett, and then the quick trap, bang, right through the hole. Wilder goes. Watch this now. Left guard 72. He pulls and boom, he kicks out Bennett. The center grinds, backs down, and he knocks out Lyons. And then Wilder blasts up through the hole and picks up big yardage.
Makes it a 3rd down, too, and of course Steve Corson knew that
trap well.
Philosophy from playing with you at Pittsburgh.
We ran about 90% of our running a game was nothing but traps.
3rd down and 2 with 2 minutes to go in the half. DeBerg, flag is down as well after the catch is made by Gerald Carter. And if the play does stand, it'll be a first down. There's also a player down back at the 20.
Marty Lyons. Jets, number 2.
His face like he got a finger in the eye, Vern.
Lyons, the defensive lineman, is down. Here's Gordon McCarter. Defensive holding on the play, which probably will be declined because they gained much more than that.
We're going to look at it again. Lyons, number 93, down in the center of your screen, working on Corson. Now he goes down there, and Gastineau and Klecko come from the outside, forcing DeBerg to get rid of the football, and Carter, number 87, making the catch.
Lyons went down.
He went down fast, didn't he? Looked like he got a finger right in the eye. I'll tell you, some of the...
Holding, number 29, defense, penalty decline, 1st and 10.
Johnny Lynn called for holding that time.
And the Jets charged with the timeout. Lyons is up. The 59 points scored in the first half is the highest total by 2 teams in the National Football League this year. I would think so. Marty Lyons, number 1 draft choice out of Alabama in '79. Had to kind of adapt when Bud Carson went to this 3-4 because his playing time was reduced so much. Interesting that Joe Walton said that...
Bottom of your screen, 29, with his back to you folks. See his hands? He's got his left arm and his right arm all over Carter. Now Carter finally gets loose from him and comes up and makes the big catch. Now, if you're going to hold, Vern, I mean, if you're going to do anything, do it 100%. And that was a real good hold. Coaches used to always say, if you're going to go off sides, get off sides and knock the guy down. If you're going to hold it. Lions. Appears to be all right.
1st and 10 from the 40, 152 to go in the half. Talking about Joe Walton said that Bud Carson, a healthy team, and a mature Ken O'Brien have accounted for the 7-3 record so far this year for the Jets. And we have seen evidence of Bud Carson's contribution in this defense already. DeBerg. James Wilder. That's enough for a first down at the 50. Lance Mell, number 56, made the tackle.
Well, we said earlier in the broadcast that it was important for Tampa to have time to give DeBerg time to throw the football. Now DeBerg using athletic ability to buy time because of the pass breakdown, the blocking breakdown.
And another flag. The illegal procedure, that would be the 5th penalty against Tampa Bay in the first half.
As we look at Steve, he's doing a good job when he is getting pressure from the defense of the Jets of getting outside the pocket and picking up big yardage and finding receivers.
Number 68 offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Make it 1st and 15. 38-21, Jets lead. Mickey Schuler's 3 touchdown catches ties a Jet club record. And of course, Ken O'Brien has thrown for 4 scores. 1:27 to go in the half. Fumble. Jets have it. Gastineau.
Gastineau down in the center of your screen, number 99. His quarterback in the center mess up on the exchange. The ball's laying right there on the ground, and all Mark did was just fall on it.
Is it true he never sacked you?
No, he never did sack me. Scared the heck out of me a lot of times. But I had a guy on him named Larry Brown, who as right tackle was probably, or did the finest job against this man as anyone that he ever faced. And Mark will tell you that Larry Brown was the finest offensive tackle he ever played against. But I never got much trouble from Gastineau. I got plenty of trouble from Klecko, though.
Jets have it at the 45, 1:27 to go in the half. Draw play. Johnny Hector to the 41. We still do not have a report from the locker room on the x-rays being taken on Freeman McNeil. I think we told you that he went out with an injury in the first quarter, and the first x-ray did not take. They are redoing that. 1:05 to go. O'Brien near the first down.
You got to be impressed with the way O'Brien looks one way, sees his man covered, knows exactly where he's going the second time. He turned out, tried to get it to Walker on the right, spun around, and hit Toon on the left, who went out of bounds.
Terry, you made the transition from Louisiana Tech to the NFL, and here's Ken O'Brien from Cal Davis. That's an even greater jump than you made.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I mean, Cal Davis plays a smaller brand of football than Louisiana Tech.
Well, I don't know about that, but it took me a while, and this man is a bright young man, and they're very impressed with his poise and his confidence, and obviously he has the athletic skills to play the position.
Only in his 3rd year. Hector, not enough.
I'll tell you the thing I like about O'Brien that you can't coach, and that's the poise that he has under fire and the determination. He just nothing seems to bother him.
Very composed young man. And the Jets will go for it on 4th down. "35 seconds to go. Why not? Overthrew Cleaver at the 5. Ivory Sully and Jeremiah Castile were back.
Well, you got to wonder a little bit here. They threw that football downfield. They only needed a foot. There's 29 seconds left. You know, I kind of got to wonder a little bit. That man actually was covered. Why not go ahead and try to get that first down? A 38-21 score, the way this game is going, I am not too convinced that you can mess around out here and think you've got this game won.
From the look on Joe Walton's face, I think he was saying the same thing to Ken O'Brien.
Right. The man actually was covered. One of the few mistakes O'Brien has made in the first half, but the first down was most important to keep that football and try to score for the Jets.
29 seconds to go in the half. The Jets have 3 men, 25 yards deep. Steve DeBerg's got to be laughing to himself.
Steve's pointing at one guy, and Gastineau's pointing at another. They got fingers pointing all over the place out there.
Encroachment, nose guard, defense.
Well, he said nose guard defense, and that's Rusty Gilbo, the right outside linebacker.
Encroachment, nose guard defense, first down 5.
Was Rusty was inside, and Klecko's now has moved from nose tackle out to defensive end. So actually that was the linebacker lined up at nose tackle. Very confusing trying to figure out all these numbers. There's Rusty. Louisiana. Cajun man.
Yeah. McNeese State. First and 5 from the 42. 38-21. Jets have it. Lester Lyles, number 26, after Gerald Carter made the catch.
Watch it again. The Bird coming back. You see Gilbo, 94, is mirroring the fullback. Now he throws in behind him and grabs Carter. And then Lance Mel, 56, the linebacker, knocks the football loose. Now 26, Lester Lyles just activated the first game he's played. He scoops it up and he's off to the races. And now the guy that he's been guarding all day, Jimmy Giles, makes the tackle on Lester Lyles. Lyles and Giles.
Third turnover by Tampa Bay in the first half. They've lost 3 fumbles. And it's first down for 25 with 18 seconds to go. O'Brien with all kinds of time intercepted. Picked off by John Holt, or Jeremiah Gastineau. He fumbles.
Holy mackerel. Jets have that football back again.
Wesley Walker. Marvin Powell was the most alert guy on the field. He immediately said timeout and stopped the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Well, what happens? Walker slips, and that is a gift interception. Now it hits 23 Castile right in the stomach. Now he's off to the races. But hold it, folks, hold it. We can't have that. Number 88, Toon, comes in behind him, and he knocks out the football out of Castile's hands.
Field goal attempt from Pat Leahy with 5 seconds to go.
Man, oh man.
It's 41-21. We've still got 2 seconds to go in the half.
Hang loose. We can get a couple more scores in there.
So far, we've got enough tape to fill up an entire half hour of football, Follies. It has been a crazy game. And the Jets lead by 20 with 2 seconds to go in the half. Coming up at the half, Brent and Gale Sayers with scores and highlights. And a feature on the NFL's foot soldiers. Eric Schubert now with the Giants. Jess Atkinson, who once was. That's at halftime, the NFL Today. Brent Musburger and Gale Sayers. And we're just a couple of seconds away. Long day for Lehman Bennett after the joy of that shutout last week when his team blanked St. Louis 16-0. They come to New York for the second time in 3 weeks, having lost here to the Giants 22-20, and they give it up 41-21.
You know, last week, something that Tampa had never done, Vern, when McCabe was the coach, was give out game balls. And last week, this man had an emotional talk to his team after the game, and he presented the game ball to their kicker, Donald Igwe. That's him.
Look at this.
Oh.
Mike Pryor finally got it.
And a fight is breaking out.
Collins in there.
Excuse me, Vern, you got to ask now, did last year, do these Jets really remember that? And is that the reason for all of this scoring and all of these fights that we see breaking out on the field?
Ironically enough, the score right now is 41-21. That was the final score of the controversial game that ended last season. Steve DeBerg, 10 of 16, 2 touchdowns. They opened the game. He found Kevin House, third play of the game, from a teammate of Obed Ariri, last year's Tampa Bay kicker. They played together in Clemson. And he, like Ariri, is a native of Nigeria. Kerry Glenn, number 35. Flags are down. 3 of them, as a matter of fact, back at the 10-yard line. Mike Pryor, number 24, makes the tackle. The flag is going to be thrown on Billy Griggs, the third tight end of the Jets. Number 81, back at the 10. And that'll push them well back inside the 10-yard line. Gordon Carter does a little house cleaning, and he'll let us know against whom the penalty was called.
There we go. Using the hands, pushing the back from behind. Number 81 receiving team. 1st and 10.
So the Jets start out 94 yards away from their own 6-yard line. Hasn't seemed to hamper them that much today. And they have had a big third quarter edge so far this season. O'Brien will throw from the goal line. Right over the linebacker and into the arms of Wesley Walker. Jeremiah Castile made the tackle. That is Walker's third catch of the ball game for 55 yards, a gain of 16 yards.
Once again, you see Walker down the field, simple run across the field. Nice pass, big open hole there in between those linebackers and safeties, and good job by O'Brien to get the ball to him.
O'Brien to throw on 1st down again. As a receiver again. Al Toon breaks loose.
A simple turnaround hook. Perfect timing. You're going to see Brantley, 52, have a shot at him, and then 51 Washington knocks everyone off the tackler, and now it's just a foot race between Curry, the 31, the strong safety, and Toon. Curry showed good speed there.
And the 5 touchdown passes by Ken O'Brien put him only 1 off the club record of 6 held by a guy named Namath against Baltimore in 1972. 78 yards. That completes a 94-yard drive, and it took only 2 plays. Yards and 1 touchdown. Mickey Schuler has 3 touchdown catches, and Wesley Walker the other. And Pat Leahy is getting set to kick off yet once more. Mike Pryor, number 24. At the 23-yard line, and the flags come flying again. Tom Baldwin, number 95, made the tackle. Had 7 penalties against the Jets so far and 5 against Tampa. This will be against the Jets. Against Tampa Bay. It's Kyle Clifton, an interested spectator.
Then they get back from behind. Number 85 receiving team, 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
Mark Whitty guilty of the call. Al Toon's 78-yard touchdown. And that makes it 48-21. Steve DeBerg hustles back into the huddle. DeBerg 10 of 16 for 128 in the first half. Mark Gastineau. sacks for the season, none today. Incomplete. Gerald Carter had it slip through his hands.
I want you to take a look and see this is a simple hook route by Toon. Top of your screen, folks. He's going to drive down there. Drive, hook, come back, catch the football. And then Brantley's going to come over to make the tackle, and he's going to knock the linebacker Washington and the cornerback that time, Holt, off of Toon. Now watch this. Down he goes. There's a simple little hook, nothing to it. Now you think, well, a 12-yard gain. Now here comes Brantley. Boom, Washington knocks everybody off. Then all of a sudden, Sully, 44, he's knocked out of bounds, and it's a foot race with Curry and Toon. Toon wins. Actually, that was Washington that knocked him off.
Second down and 10. DeBerg, diving try by Kevin House, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10. 48-21 with 13:48 to go, third quarter. DeBerg now 10 of 18 for 128 yards and a couple of touchdowns. One caught by Calvin McGee, the other by Kevin House. Adger Armstrong replaces James Wilder in the Tampa Bay backfield. Third down, 10. Giles held up by Harry Hamilton, and Hamilton held up his hands as if to signify I didn't touch him. Hamilton just activated on Friday, had been on injured reserve. And that's going to bring on Frank Garcia.
Hamilton, 39, is a strong safety. Now you look at him, Marty Lyons, 93. Is he shown? Is Corson has him now? DeBerg just unloads the football, doesn't have enough time. 78. Bennett is inside, puts the force, makes DeBerg get rid of that football.
And Kurt Sohn waits for Frank Garcia's punt. Not a good one. Again, the Jets have terrific field position. At the 37-yard line of Tampa Bay, Mike Pryor makes the tackle. A 40-yard kick with 15 on the return. I would doubt that Ohio State and Michigan will put this many points on the board. But then you never know. It's one of the classic matchups in college football. And you can see Ohio State versus Michigan live at 1:30 Eastern next Saturday on CBS.
Kicking team, not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Penalty decline, 1st and 10.
You used to watch those Big Ten games, and gosh, all they did was run, run, run. Now all they do is throw, throw, throw. It's kind of hard to believe they've made such a tremendous transition.
Got some terrific quarterbacks up in the Big
Long,
Ten.
Everett up at Purdue.
Yeah. First down and 10. O'Brien back at quarterback. We still don't have an injury report on Freeman McNeil.
Safety blitz.
Wygen caught and dropped by Ron Holmes, number 90.
Well, it's the first time today that we've seen Curry, 31, the strong safety blitz, trying to make something happen. The Jets are all down at the 38-yard line. They've got to defend this territory, so now they're gambling, sending linebackers, sending their strong safety, that time Curry.
We do have an official report now, a bruised lower leg for Freeman McNeil. He will not return to this game, but there is no fracture, no ligament problem. Kurt Sohn, Wesley Walker, Al Toon, all three in. 27-0 now, Chicago over Dallas. Cowboys have not been shut out since 1970. Johnny Hector gets a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Jeff Davis, number 58, made the tackle. Look at this, 8 of 10 possessions. That's taking advantage of the opportunity.
Well, you got to like the way they're playing. Their offense is ranked number 3 in the American Football Conference. So you've got to know that they have the potential to have this kind of scoring drives, and today they've certainly been well at it.
Hector spins and does not get enough for the first down. It'll be 4th down. See if we see Pat Leahy from 50 yards out.
Well, a lot of people don't really understand Hector 34 running with the football, but the thing that the Jets will do more than any team in the National Football League on third down and long yardage or short burn is they will run the football. 40% of the time in third down situations, they have run the football this year.
Dave Jennings on the punt. Former Giant. And Mike Pryor back to return it. He waits at the 10-yard line.
Even if he nails this one, he's only going to get 34 yards out of it.
Matter of fact, they may wait and take a delay of game call. They will. That'll give him 5 more yards.
You know, when I had played against punters that if they punted from the 30, they'd drive it into the end zone, and from the 40, drive it in the end zone. Ray Guy's a good example. Ray will just drive. He doesn't care where he is. He's going straight into the end zone with it. You get those good averages. Now, a real classic kicker, I guess, one of these guys that'll kick off in the corners, try to get you inside the 10 or the 5. But hey, when you look up here in this 48-21,
offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You know, maybe just bust it away and let it go in the end zone.
Well, we'll see what Jennings has in mind. Well, maybe they're going to take another delay of game call. That's a good kick by Jennings. And it is down at the 11-yard line. (48-21). We've still got 11 minutes to go, third quarter. The 45 guys in the active roster more than pleased with that extra day of vacation. DeBerg, right side. Kevin House makes the grab up near the 19-yard line, and Bobby Jackson, number 40, made the tackle. It was Jackson, of course, who was trying to play bump and run on Mark Duper last week with 50 seconds to go when Duper caught the touchdown.
Actually, he gave up 2 touchdown passes last week, and he hadn't given up any touchdown passes the entire 85 season, Vern.
Another of the players in the Jets secondary who's playing with injuries. He's been bothered by a hamstring most of the year. And Joe Walton said he's had his best week of workouts this week. DeBerg, Kevin House, Bobby Jackson. Sound like a replay of the last play.
Well, now they're using this short passing attack. It's just simply a running attack, but they're getting 5 yards a pop. Now they got a first down. Now what you'll see Bud Carson do, the defensive coordinator, is he'll bring the corners up. He'll bring Jackson up now, and he'll press House, and he'll press Carter, and he'll force DeBerg to go somewhere else with the football. It's a big game out there, a big mind game to try to figure out just exactly where to attack and how to get there.
Saw Bud Carson prowling the sideline. First down and 10, Tampa Bay. 9:50 to go, third quarter, 48-21. DeBerg deep right side, and House couldn't get there. Bobby Jackson again defending. Well, we've been keeping track of Chicago-Dallas. Let's go to Brent Musburger and find out what's happening now.
Vern, the legend continues. Tell Terry Bradshaw to watch this. Here comes William Perry. He's in motion. Walter Payton's going to carry the ball. Perry levels the cornerback. But Payton is jammed up by the Cowboys at the 1. And Perry says, I got to help my buddy. Got to get him into the end zone. I'm going to carry him in. That's illegal. Let's go back to Vern and Terry.
Oh, dear. That's legal. As Wilder is dropped, I figured that Dick has got to have him throw the ball before the day's over, huh?
I'll tell you, the guy has really kind of captured the imagination of America with the things that Ditka's doing with him, running with it, blocking with it. I'll tell you what, the guy can't block now.
Mm-hmm. He obviously can lift running backs as well. Third down and 12. 48-21 in this ball game. 9:10 to go, third quarter. Vern Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw here at the Meadowlands. 3rd and 12. Four-man rush. Got him. Klecko got there first. Marty Lyons was second.
You're looking at Marty Lyons, number 93, on Steve Porson. gives him the old swim technique, gets his left arm underneath him and just gets behind and pushes him right out of the way. And then both he and Klecko get to DeBerg at the same time.
So once more, the Jets will come out with great field position as Frank Garcia gets set to kick it away, and Kurt Sohn waits at his own 35-yard line. That's a much better kick than we have seen previously. Sohn is down, however, inside Tampa Bay country at the 48-yard line. Tackle is made by number 55, Dennis Johnson. 8:29 to go in the third quarter of play. The Jets are up 48-21.
We're not a company, but outstanding people come to us every day. People who want to make a contribution.
Stellar day, 19 of 26 for 337 and 5 touchdowns. Johnny Hector, who is playing in place of Tony Page, I beg your pardon, number 49 instead of Hector. Tony Page, 5'10", 220, ordinarily doesn't carry the ball until they get inside the 20. 6 touchdowns, and they have all been from short yardage situations.
Well, he's built like a blocking back, and that's actually what he is. He's just out there to fill a spot on the roster and to block for McNeil when he's in the football game.
If you did join us late, Freeman McNeil will not play again. Bruised lower leg, went out in the first quarter. Dennis Blygen is in the backfield now. 3 wide receivers join him. Kurt Sohn. Just short of the first down mark, it appears. Zone out of Fordham. So for just a play there, we had Blygen from St. John's and Sohn from Fordham, the pride of Manhattan.
Once again, it's a quick release pass. 3 steps, turn, and fire to the football to the man that has the defender the furthest off of him. In this case, Castile was off of Sohn, and they fire the football out there, and now they're going to measure and see if he picked up the first down. It's a play they've run probably 6 or 8 times. Every time, Vern, they catch the corners playing off of their receivers. They pop them with for the pass for 4 yards and let them run up there for the first down.
Got it. That is the 24th first down for Tampa Bay. Miami still hanging on, leading Indianapolis 34-20. Marino hit Ron Davenport with the latest touchdown toss in that game. First down 10, New York Jets. They lead at 48-21, 7:44 to go third quarter. Marvin Powell comes out at right tackle. He is joined by Joe Fields, Dan Alexander, Jim Sweeney. Guy Bingham is down at left tackle. Sweep. Fumble. That's still loose. Dave Logan drops the ball. It'll be Jets ball.
Jets ball. Did not have possession.
Looked like the last minute of the first half all over again.
Well, you look at Logan at nose tackle right in the center of your screen. We're going to see pulling the back guards and pulling the tackle. Now, number 23 cuts back inside Blygen and has fumbled the football. Now, all of a sudden, one of his men tries to pick it up, Schuler, that is, and it's kicked. Now, Logan, a nose tackle, he picks it up, says, here, I'm going down the field, and now it's knocked out of bounds, didn't have possession, and it's still Jets football. You'd like for those big guys that aren't used to handling it, you don't really work with them on it, but as we look at Logan, fall on the football, and you've got it right there.
Dave Logan made a visit to our control truck before the game to see how television works. You'll probably see a replay of that one. Now he knows how to get them. Johnny Hector up the middle on 2nd and 31. And Ron Holmes making the tackle, number 90, with help from Irvin Randall, number 54.
You're going to look at Logan, 76, the nose tackle, on Joe Fields, the center. Boy, just gets right around Fields, but actually took himself out of the play as the running back went right up inside of it. Logan Burns, not one of those big nose tackles, only about 242, but he says it helps him in the fourth quarter when everyone else is getting tired. He is actually getting stronger.
He's got some relatives who live in the Bronx. 3 weeks ago, he took 20 of his teammates up for ribs, barbecue ribs. There's the pass complete left side, caught by Al Toon. His 6th catch of the day. And David Greenwood, number 30, made the tackle. Al Toon can throw the ball as well as catch it. I watched him in a Wisconsin-Illinois game his junior year when he threw a pass 40 yards for a touchdown.
Well, the backup quarterback for the Jets, the third-string quarterback, is a backup tight end, Rocky Cleaver, number 89.
How about this? The Jets are going for it on 4th down and 8.
Hey, what do you got to lose?
Blitz. Wesley Walker. First down. 4 catches for Walker for 66 yards. O'Brien is 22 of 29 and closing in on 400 yards for the day.
Well, it's like a broken record. Once again, Tampa lays off the wide receivers, gives them a big 10-yard cushion. All the quarterback has to do is have his receiver drive down, get the depth to get the first down. That's what Walker does, and O'Brien fires the football in there.
371 yards for Ken O'Brien. Get an end zone view as he faces the defense. Wesley Walker, close for the first down.
Same pass. You got to really, you got to do something now and change this up. I mean, you can't keep laying off these guys. You got to get up there and press these corners now. Change the coverage. Look at this, folks, in the top of your screen. 21 hold, giving him good 10 yards. That's easy. Now he drives down 7 yards, catches it, turns up the field 8, 9, 10 yards.
Johnny Holt said last night he worried about Wesley Walker because despite his 9 years in the league, he still had a 5th year. Obviously, you saw his respect for that then. Flags him to the 8-yard line, perhaps the 7th. Ivory Sully made the tackle. And Jets are threatening again. 48-21, 5:05 to go third quarter.
Another one of those misdirection handoffs where the quarterback goes one way and then they cross-buck back with the tailback and hand it off to get the linebackers out of position and set them up for the guards and tackles to block. Did a good job that time.
If Ken O'Brien gets another touchdown toss in this game, it will tie him with Joe Namath. 6. Namath's record came in 1972 against Baltimore. Zone in motion.
Take the blitz.
Touchdown, Johnny Hector. John Cannon and Jeremiah Castile were trying to get there.
Good job by the right guard that time. Alexander pulling out and hooking the strong safety Curry, and then Hector just stayed inside on his block and ran through the rest of the people.
The 54 points are the most scored by the Jets in their history. Make it 55 and the record increases. Flag down.
Number 54 defense. Point is good. 5 yards on the kickoff.
The Jets are on the verge of going 8-3. Tampa Bay is on the verge of going 1-10. This crowd is going nuts as the Jets have scored 55 points and break by 3 the previous team record. Bill Freeman will bring it down. And not very far. Tackle made by number 89, Rocky Cleaver. And Steve DeBerg, a weary Steve DeBerg, comes back onto the field. Coming up next Saturday as college basketball is just around the corner. Billy Packer and Jim Nance will host a 1-hour preview show of the season called The Road Starts Here, 5 o'clock next Saturday. Then in 2 weeks, our game coverage begins with a matchup of teams ranked number 1 and number 2 in the preseason polls, Georgia Tech and Michigan. The Road Starts Here next Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern on CBS. Ron Springs has entered the lineup. Former Dallas Cowboy. Steve DeBerg, right side, incomplete. DeBerg now 12 of 23. There's Ron Springs, waved by the Cowboys in the final cutdown, and has not been used much by the Buccaneers.
Well, they're spelling Wilder now with Springs, and it kind of brings up an interesting point. Nothing that's certainly earth-shattering, but you know, with the score 55-21, would you look to maybe bring Steve Young in maybe this quarter, you know, and give him a little shot to play a little bit?
I don't know why not. Lehman Bennett told us that was not the way he would play him, and Steve Young has not played yet this season in his first year with Tampa Bay. Lehman said he would make a decision and have him start a game. Here's DeBerg to Jimmy Giles. Close for the first down at the 29. There is Steve Young.
Well, you know, you're not, when you say bring in quarterbacks, of course that automatically brings in controversy, and it certainly wouldn't be anything against DeBerg. He's got 21 points. It's just been an all-jet afternoon, but it's not a case of that at all. It's a case of just giving the young man an opportunity maybe just to get in there and play, and maybe before the game's over, if there isn't a rally, if the Tampa team doesn't come on and score a lot of points, maybe we'll see this man play.
3rd and 1 from the 29, 3:40 to go, third quarter. Adger Armstrong has joined Springs in the backfield. Calvin McGee has a first down, and Kyle Clifton, number 59, has the tackle. 55-21, 3:20 to go, third quarter. That is our score. Elsewhere in the National Football League today, Chicago leads Dallas now 37-0 in the fourth quarter. The last time the Cowboys were shut out was 38-0 by St. Louis in 7. Atlanta over the Rams 23-14. Dieter Brock hit Ron Brown. Green Bay leading 31-14. Calvin McGee with a 41-yard line. Matt Munger, number 58, made the tackle. He has replaced Lance Mel in the Jet lineup.
Well, McGee taking the place of up-back Jerry Bell, who has a bad knee operation. Guy has big hands, soft hands. Not the fastest guy maybe in the world, but they're doing a good job of getting him out here, isolating him, and then DeBerg doing a good job of firing the football in there.
First final of the day. Cleveland knocks off Buffalo by 10, 17-7. Second down and 2, 2:16 to go, third quarter. Has a first down, but a flag has been dropped in the offensive backfield. That will wipe out the first down.
Well, that was a good call by DeBerg. He turned around and did exactly to the Jets what the Jets had been doing to their corners, and taking the ball and firing a little 5-yard shot out to guys when their corners are way off.
Illegal motion, number 20 offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
And getting the first down. Now, it would be very easy to say, hey, throw the baby downfield, 20 and 25-yarders, and you got to get those scores and get them quick. But you have to take what defenses give you, or they're going to have that football driving.
Pittsburgh leading Houston 30-7 in the fourth quarter. Walter Abercrombie has the latest touchdown there, and Philly up by 10 over St. Louis. Into zone coverage, deep left side, and the ball is tipped away by Jimmy Giles. He turned defender as Bobby Jackson was waiting for the interception. And Rich Miano was also downfield.
Well, in games like this, you have to get rid of the football a little early sometimes, because this is exactly what happens to you. As Bennett, 78, got the pressure on Steve. He couldn't follow through, knew he was going to get hit, and had to release the football way before he wanted to.
Theo Bell and Adger Armstrong come in as Barry Bennett heads to the bench for the Jets.
I asked DeBerg last night, I said, you ever lose your poise out there? And he looked at me and kind of winked, and I winked back, because I tell you, you lose it. You lose it quick, too.
1:46 to go, third quarter. Gerald Carter it is. And he's got a first down at the Jet 33.
Well, that's a super throw and a really fine catch by Carter.
29-yard gain. Johnny Lynn made the tackle. And we'll look at it again.
We're going to look at it. You see Lyons coming upfield. Corson just stuffs him in the ground, and then DeBerg throws down the middle of the seam, throws it right past Johnny Lynn, 29, to free safety. And Carter does a fine job of adjusting on the football and making the catch.
Terry, not that you were ever down 55-21, but what is going through Steve DeBerg's mind? Is he thinking of just working on certain routes and timing now?
Sure, he's going to take what they give him. The Jets are playing a little softer now, and they're giving him some stuff, so he just is going to take. Now he's going deep.
And it's incomplete. As Johnny Lynn was defending, and Kevin House.
Pass interference.
Yep. Flag is dropped.
Interference. Number 29 on the defense. First and goal on the 1.
Johnny Lynn arguing his case.
Well, only one or two things could happen. The ball's coming down. House is going to make the catch, and then Lynn would have had to go through him. You see 89 House as he adjusts. He slows down. Now he's going up for the football, and now Lynn, I guess he jumped into him, folks. To me, that's just good coverage. I'm sorry.
James Wilder has checked back into the lineup now with Adger Armstrong on first and goal from the 1. 54 seconds to go, third quarter. 55-21 is the score. Woody in motion. DeBerg lobs it out. Incomplete. Jimmy Giles 9 yards deep in the end zone. Giles was the NFC Player of the Week offensively last week with 6 catches for 130-some yards.
Well, he's really come on the last 4 weeks, playing so well. Last week, 136 yards, like you said, getting open and making the catches. And the confidence comes when a quarterback and his receivers start having some success. And you see the kind of results you're going to get when you play with success.
DeBerg 16 of 29 for 198. Second and goal. Wilder, touchdown. And the calculator continues to compute. 55-27.
This is the exact same play that Wilder had run in the first quarter. You see Whitty 85 in motion. He'll kick out on 73 Klecko, and alley-oop goes Wilder over the top. It falls into the end zone. Exact same play. You know, sometimes it's best to just keep those plays. Just keep running the same thing, make them stop it, and then you come out and do something different. Same play.
2 touchdowns, and it's been tough, though, for James Wilder. 13 yards on 14 carries. He was only 70 away from 1,000 coming in today. Here's Igwe Buike, and the kick is good. James Wilder gets the touchdown to cut the margin to 55-28 as we near the end of the third quarter of play. 47 seconds remaining. Next Sunday, those of you in the New York area will watch as the Giants travel to St. Louis to take on the stumbling Cardinals. That begins with the NFL today at 3:30 Eastern time. And those of you in the Florida area will see the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. Philly winning today, and the Cowboys getting trounced by Chicago at Texas Stadium. That game will be in Dallas, and you'll be watching that down in Florida next Sunday afternoon. Of course, another game of great significance in this area will come up later today as New England travels to Seattle in that noisy palace to take on the Seahawks. Pat Ryan might see some action today. Hasn't seen that much so far this year. That's one of the things last year, Terry, that Joe Walden said also is a difference from last year, that Ryan and O'Brien split the quarterbacking chores. He settled with O'Brien and solidified his team.
Right. Well, actually, Ryan was injured last year after starting the Jets off at 6-2, and then O'Brien came in and had played part of the year. But the thing about it is, when you have 2 young quarterbacks like this, you choose one, stay with him, or if you don't do that, then you're going to have all kind of problems. And thank goodness O'Brien has rallied and played the kind of football they thought he could play.
Jets were looking for the onside kick. Kerry Glenn goes back to get it and returns it to the 19-yard line. Want to smile? Whoops. There's not at the fight, but at the final.
Freeman, 81. Boy, took a great shot there.
Billy Griggs was involved in it. Personal foul. Jets. I wonder if any of the agitation that we've seen, and we've not seen that much, but if any of it goes back to that last game last year.
Well, you know, I said I really didn't think so, because 20 players are not on the Tampa team. It's an entirely new coaching staff, and so you would think no. But on the Jets, they were totally embarrassed by that. And if you look at the score, and I was always told this, the best way to get revenge is to look up at that scoreboard. 55-28 with 38 seconds remaining in the third quarter is a good indication that that's revenge.
Here's what happened in the fight.
There's the kick on the bottom of your screen, little kick shot. Now watch this. The ref steps in, turns his head, bang, right in the face.
That was Keith Browner.
Keith Browner, 57 of Tampa. Yeah, I never understood.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 81 offense after the play. 81 is disqualified from the ball game.
So Billy Griggs is out of the game.
Nice little fine to go with that little right hook to the choppers.
Final minute, third quarter. Johnny Hector surges over right guard out across the 15 near the 16-yard line. Tackle made by Dennis Johnson, number 55.
You know, Vern, this is kind of interesting. With 20 seconds and another quarter going, I wonder exactly what will the Jets do now. You know, run the football, kill the clock, thinking they have this thing wrapped up, or continue to pound away and throw the football and take, obviously, the little hook passes that the Tampa team's been wanting to give them.
If they take those hook passes, we might see a record from Ken O'Brien. That's the end of the third quarter with our score. I'm not going to stutter here. The Jets 55, the Bucs 28. We now pause for word from your local station. And there is a sign for Weave and one for Joe on the far side here at the Meadowlands. Second down and 3. Pitch out, Johnny Hector. Out to the 20-yard line. Irvin Randall makes the tackle with Cecil Johnson also there. For Hector, that's the 16th carry for 61 yards, playing in relief of Freeman McNeil. First down, Jets. Tampa Bay has put in almost an entirely new defense. The only 2 starters who are still in there now, 3 rather, John Cannon, Ivory Sully, and John Holt. And we'll mention the names of the others in there in just a moment. Almost a 5-man front now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First down, 10, New York with a 55-28 lead. And Terry, they do appear to be content to keep it on the ground. Keith Browner makes the tackle.
Well, it's obvious what they're trying to do now. They feel like they have this game won, and as you look at Browner, 57, think they got it won. They want to establish a good ground game now and eat the clock up and try to get out of here without any injuries and get ready for next week's game. The most important and most enjoyable thing as a player is when it's like the Jets now. They're feeling they have this game won and the quarterback's in total control. That is a great feeling.
And Pat Ryan is the quarterback. Johnny Hector with the carry. Mark Studaway, number 71, makes the tackle. Early in the West Coast, no score, New England and Seattle. Joe Walton looking on.
You know, my last game as an NFL player was against these Jets over in Shea Stadium against Coach Walton and this bunch of guys out here. And I kind of like that old stadium over there, all that dirt and wind and birds and buzzards flying everywhere.
Blustery, I think, huh?
Huh?
Blustery place. Here's Pat Ryan. Left side, incomplete. Intended for Hector. And that'll bring up fourth down. I find this fascinating. Pat Ryan has come on for Ken O'Brien. Lehman Bennett has gone with 10 different players on defense. We'll see what he does on offense. I just wonder if your point is going to be made.
I'm watching Young down. No, Young's got his jacket on, walking around, and doesn't look like we're going to see him. I put him in there. Just, you know, maybe he's not ready. Maybe there's a lot more to this than we don't know. Maybe he doesn't feel that Young is ready to go out and play in the game yet.
Here's the kick by Dave Jennings. Mike Pryor gathers it in at the 40-yard line. And is hit from behind by Larry Flowers. 37-yard kick, 5 on the return, and Flowers came flying to make the tackle. 12:50 still to go in the ball game. Steve Young is among the participants. His spot. But in the meantime, Steve DeBerg is out there for Tampa Bay in a 55-28 game. Calvin McGee starts in motion. 3-man rush. And DeBerg has it incomplete, intended for Gerald Carter. Harry Hamilton was covering. Chicago en route to cinching the division championship and equaling their start of 1942 when they won their first 11 games. They are blowing out Dallas in Dallas 44-0. And the roar you heard from the fans who are still here, and many have departed, was in reaction to the announcement on the public address system of that score. 44-0. The Bears win. They're home against Atlanta next week. Second down and 10. DeBerg almost picked off.
You know, Vern, they've been trying to hit that pass all day. That's the 4th time now that House has run that little quick post, and Steve's tried to hit him with it. It's there, and it's just a timing thing, and they've missed it 4 times now. Well, actually, one time he did hit him with it, and then the ball was knocked loose.
Hey, Chicago, you think about their 11-0 start. They are at home against Atlanta. They will be here in December. They take on the Jets in the Saturday telecast, which we will have for you on CBS.
Well, the way these Jets are playing, if they continue to play like this, that should be a heck of a football game.
Yes, sir.
Got him again.
The satisfactions are small in a game like this.
Now you look up at that, and that's 28 points this offense has put on the board. Now there's some satisfaction in that for the offense. Defense doesn't have a lot to be happy about. And the Burks had good success.
Defense, contact foul.
He's done a good job today of changing the cadence, changing the snap count, and drawing the Jets off sides.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Maybe he jumped in there and got that pink stuff. You know?
Pink audible.
They put that pink audible on him.
3rd and 5 from midfield. 12:42 to go in the ball game. 55-28. DeBerg fires left side. Diving grab attempted by Gerald Carter, incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Johnny Lynn defending.
Tight coverage that time. Earlier they had shown zone. Now they're coming back to Jets and playing man coverage, tight coverage, and forcing Steve to not have a lot of area to drop the football in there. And each time it's been right off the fingertips, especially the last 3 or 4 passes.
Frank Garcia on to punt, and Kurt Sohn waits back at the 10-yard line. At the 10. That is a 39-yard kick with nothing on the return, and the New York Jets come back on. Miami has knocked off Indianapolis. They had to come from behind. They were down 10-0 in that game, but they win it for their 2nd win in a row. 34-20 the final there. And Green Bay bounces New Orleans 38-14. Cleveland over Buffalo in Cleveland by 10. 17-7. There's the one I was going to give you to make you smile.
Oh, the Pittsburgh 37.
Philadelphia playing ever so well, and they are at Dallas next week as they defeat St. Louis 24-14. Johnny Hector flagged to that. if the play does stand, Hector will be just a half yard short of the first down.
You know, one of the things that I'm really impressed with is with Walton, Coach Walton of the Jets. Let's see what we got. A little holding. The fact that he's brought in 3 new coaches.
Actually 4 when you count Dan
Radakovich. Bud Carson heads up the defense and gave him total control. Rich Kotite runs the offense, complete and total control.
Illegal use of hands. Number 67 on the defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st and 10.
And then Dan Radakovich, who was a linebacker coach, offensive line coach for the Steelers, and went out to the Rams and was a linebacker coach there with Carson. Now both of them are here again, joined to get together again for the Jets.
Fellow to the left of Joe Walton is Bobby Hammond, who was a running back with the New York Giants and is now one of the offensive backfield coaches. And Zeke Bradkowski to the right.
Spread it out, partner.
Tough for a Swede to get the Polish names right. 1st down and 10. Johnny Hector.
You know, we were talking about Coach Walton, and in talking to him, he gave me something, Vern, I thought was really interesting. I was asking him about, there's Coach Walton in the middle, I was asking him about this quarterback O'Brien, and he said, well, Terry, the thing I liked about him was his toughness and that he was durable and confident. And he said, I needed a quarterback that could run the offense, a running game and a passing game, because in the East, in the North, in the later part of the season, we're going to have bad weather. We have to have a both balanced attack, running and passing. And he said, this kid handles it very well. That was interesting, something I'd never, ever been told before.
They consider that in drafting players. And they sometimes have a tendency to go for players who have played collegiately in the North. Flags are down. So is Johnny Hector. That was Hector's 20th carry of the game. Freeman McNeil, if you did join us late, went out in the first quarter with a bruised lower leg. Chris Lindstrom made that tackle, but wipe it out and bring it back. Unless the Buccaneers decide to keep the play, which would bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Well, you know, let's see what we got here.
Illegal motion. Number 85 offense. Penalty declined. 3rd down.
But, you know, Walton was known as a passing coach, and we've got some scores coming up.
There's one for you.
Kansas City.
Isn't that magic how it works?
Yeah, it is amazing. 3-3 in the first quarter. Nothing. Seattle and New England.
New England entered the day tied with the Jets, 7-3 record. Pat Ryan. Johnny Hector. Irvin Randall made the tackle, number 54, who was one of the starters who is still in there. San Diego has taken an early lead over Denver. A 98-yard kickoff return by Gary Anderson. And the Raiders got a 39-yard field goal from Chris Barr to take a 3-0 lead. Detroit over Minnesota 14-0. Alvin Moore has a touchdown, and Eric Hipple opened the scoring with a pass to James Jones. Reason we are still late and other games are starting, of course, is because we did have a 15-minute delay in the start of this game because of a power outage here at the Meadowlands. 1st down 10. Jets 55-28. Tony Page carries this time, and he does so for 5 yards around the right side. Mike Pryor, number 24, makes the tackle. There is Pryor. Carl Morgan also in on it, number 67. Defensively now for Tampa Bay, the front 3 are Mark Studaway, Carl Morgan, and Chris Lindstrom. The linebackers are Keith Browner, Cecil Johnson, Dennis Johnson, and Irvin Randall, number 54. John Holt, David Greenwood, the corners. Mike Pryor and Ricky Eastman are the safeties.
Hey, they just picked Eastman up
from Dallas.
2nd
down and 5. Page. That'll move the chain. 1st down, Tony Page. Mike Pryor makes the tackle. Final score, 44-0. Chicago clinches the NFC Central title. The Cowboys fall to 7-4. And if the Giants win tomorrow night, the Giants have sole possession of first place in the NFC East. That is the first time that Dallas has been shut out since 1970, when St. Louis beat them 38-0.
Well, I would have never figured that score would have been 44-0. I thought that game would have been right down to the wire, one of those good old close ones.
Dennis Blygen has come in, and the Jets have their backs in the aisle. First down from the 49. This is Blygen for a couple. They're keeping it on the ground, thankfully.
Well, they're keeping it on the ground, and Ryan's doing a good job of using up the 30-second clock. He's letting the game clock move, and the 30-second clock move gets right down about 2 seconds, and he's snapping the ball, and they're running the football and just running off tackle, just beating on these guys, trying to get out of here.
Terry, this is only the second time that Tampa Bay has really been blown out of a game. New England did the same thing to them at home, and the Jets really have looked good.
And I'm surprised because Tampa jumped off to a 14-0 lead. I said, my goodness, look at this. And now, if you look, it's 55-28. It really is surprising that it has ended this way.
Draw play. Blygen to the 44-yard line. There's something surprising. Only 2 quarterback sacks in the game today. Well, everything else.
The really remarkable thing about that is that both quarterbacks, for the most part, though, Vern, have thrown quick-setting passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, the ball is out of their hand. And when you do that, you're not going to give a defensive line the opportunity nor the time to get to you and sack you.
Saw the clock showing 7:40 remaining in the ball game. Now Ryan will throw. Will hit. Mickey Schuler's 7th catch of the day. He's got 3 touchdowns, all in the first half. And that is the 31st Jet first down, 1 shy of the club record.
Well, the way the records are falling around here, I would say that that's the next one to go.
I'd bet on it. Schuler will get a rest, and Rocky Cooper, number 89, comes in. First down 10 at the 34. Nice leading run to the 27-yard line.
Now there's a little bit of reasoning behind bringing in a lot of new players, Vern. One of the reasons that you change a lot of players, the coaches say, what if you do that, you lose the tempo of the game? Well, no, you don't do that. You take your veteran players that have played and established the lead out because they lose their intensity as they look at the scoreboard. And when you lose your intensity, then you're subject to be injured. You bring in young kids who are anxious to play in the game, and they'll go out there and fire off the football, and you'll eliminate injuries while they're gaining valuable game experience.
And that is what we are seeing now. 2nd down and 3. Tony Page. Will tie the club record for number of first downs in a game. That is the 32nd Jet first down today. Established rather in 1981 against Miami.
One of the hardest things to do as a defense when you face a team like the Jets, when they had McNeil in the game, is the ability to not only throw the football and hurt you throwing it with their receivers and quarterback, but also the ability to run it with a solid offensive line. And the Jets have demonstrated today that they have quality running and passing.
Prior to the start of this drive, New York had 439 yards of offense, so they're going to go up above 500. For a couple to the 22. Isn't it amazing in a 55-28 game how stat conscious you get?
I'm not particularly stat conscious.
I'm looking. 55-28. Shucks, it was 41-21 at the half.
Well, there's no strategy here. I mean, you're just trying to, they're just trying to get out of here. Tampa wants to get on a plane and head south where it's warm. And the Jets want to celebrate and go out and have their hamburgers and Coca-Colas.
Tonight's the night to go on the town, right?
You bet. Good little square dancing maybe later on.
Right. A lot of room for Blygen. 33rd first down. And a 1st and goal if he's inside the 10. Otherwise, 1st and 10 from the 11. John Holt made the tackle. Dennis Blygen had only 55 yards on 9 carries coming into the game. He has carried 10 times in this ball game for 19 yards.
Had a good shot of Lehman Bennett, head coach. You can bet one thing, this is a agonizing defeat. This is an embarrassment, something that as a player, as we watch Coach Bennett there, this is something that is not pleasant, and it's one of the worst feelings in the world when you're totally dominated by another football team. But, hey, there's always what? Next week.
Yes, sir. Next week, the Jets are at home against New England. They obviously weren't looking beyond this game. Tony Page makes the carry. And Cecil Johnson, number 56, makes the tackle with help from Dennis Johnson, number 55.
Looking at Zeke, he was telling his quarterbacks, when I send these plays in, you just execute them to their fullest. He said, don't make a wrong play a right one. Go ahead and prove me wrong. In other words, if it's bad, let it be bad. Don't improvise it. That's like making two wrongs. You know, two wrongs don't make a right, but that's what he wants his quarterbacks to do. Follow through with the game plan regardless.
Pat Ryan calls Wesley Walker in. Al Toon is wide to the left. To the 4-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. They can get a first down without the touchdown. This drive began back on the 11-yard line. Remember that?
It's been right at almost 8 minutes.
9 minutes? Right. Joe Walton.
One of the hardest things to do is to get a football team up for a game that after a loss like the one in Miami, that was just ripped their heart out, gave them 2 days off. And these guys, you don't know how they're going to come back from that, because they're still talking about that game and what it meant to them. But obviously they were able to put it behind them and come out today rejuvenated to play the kind of game that they've played.
New England with an early lead over Seattle. 3rd and 4. It'll be 4th down.
The fans are hollering for him to go, go. Listen to him.
Get into the 60s. But first, there'll be the 2-minute warning. (55-28) and maybe more to come. Probably doesn't hurt nearly as much now as it will tomorrow. 4th down. The New York Jets have 568 yards of total offense. If they don't have a touchdown, they've got a first down. Johnny Hector. It'll be 1st and goal with 1:44 to go. The club record, as we continue our statistical rundown, is 573.
Once again, a little dive play right off tackle, pulling guards and tackle, getting outside. Didn't make the touchdown, but he did get the first down. And from looking at the huddle and from judging from the look on that quarterback's face, they're going to try to score.
I'll bet Tampa Bay doesn't back up and let them. Touchdown. They're in the 60s. Like an 88-yard drive in 18 plays when you're already up 55-28. Well, and it took 11 minutes and 13 seconds.
Now, to answer the question that we asked earlier, you would have to say that revenge was definitely a motivating factor in this football game. That old saying, what goes around comes around.
Leahy. Look at the scoreboard and don't blink. It's 28 for Tampa Bay, 62 for New York. We've still got 1:14 to go. 62-28. That last scoring drive, 11 minutes and 13 seconds, 88 yards and 18 plays, only one of which was a pass. And Page got the touchdown from a yard out. First downs, points and a half, total points in a game, and they're only 2 yards off the total yardage record for the club, which is 573. The Jets have 571 yards of total offense. Fumble, They'll get a chance to get it. They might make the 70s. Matt Munger picks it up. Must be going through his mind.
Well, it's a terrible feeling, and I've been down there as a player to feel this humiliation and the way things are going. Turnovers, fumbles, interception, missed opportunities. Once again, Pryor 24 up inside, ball's knocked loose, Jets recovered. Now you got to look at another goal coming up. Another record's going to fall.
The most shocking aspect of the afternoon is that Tampa once led 14-0. Remaining in the game, 62-28. Lehman Bennett prowling the sideline in agony, and there has been a statistical change. Officially, the Jets now have 597 yards. And they're not going to go for 600. That is a change having to do with the lost yardage situation. 597 yards total offense for the New York Jets. Points in the game, 62. Joe Walton, understandably happy. And the final 45 seconds ticking off the clock. How can you possibly tell what's going to happen in this crazy game, huh?
Well, you never know. I mean, you just never know. As you said earlier, the surprising thing about this is the fact that Tampa had a 14-0 lead and looked awesome in the first quarter.
And the hardy few who are still here boo as they run out the clock. Well, the Buccaneers will hurry and get on the plane and get out of town as quickly as they can. The New York Jets now prepare for New England next week. They've got their share of the division lead. They'll wait to see what New England and Seattle do later.